All right, we here, people. Rahul back. This is Asaru 9 Ether, and I got Terry Knaff. Did I pronounce it right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. We got the Zamal Terry Knaff on the phone, and we also got Maku from London right now, about to build on some paperwork. So I'm about to put mine on mute and let these two good brothers right here build. All right.
Am I? I'm on.
Yes, yes, brother Terry.
All right. The video you shared earlier, Nani the Boys. I haven't completely watched it, but that was what I was in reference to. That's the paperwork that I was trying to establish and get that information in, and as well as establish a trust. And what I
Yes.
mean by trust is currently a friend and I we're working on one to where we become self-sufficient, like we don't need to use their money. We become our own, like have our own thing. Now, mind you, we can't use our trust to the fullest without affiliating with a nation. Now,
Yeah.
only way we could do it, like we got certain parts of the trust that we're trying to establish. We have several ideas that will work, but we can't do it ourselves. We would need others to go in, to
Yeah.
sustain it. Like, say, for example, we had already had in the works to taking out a loan. Now, mind you, once we establish this loan,
Yeah.
we were trying to figure out a way to pay it back, but also to make a way to where once we had said funds in our possession, we would use the funds to basically not use them, like not spend them, use them as a form of an interest to back the trust. You see what I'm saying? And then with
I
that, you use the funds from it, from the interest that said is gained to, you know, sustain yourself and maintain the building that you would use to bring people in onto this trust. This trust will
yeah.
basically be designed like people will have to pay in, and this will be your thing. That this is your investment. You know what I mean? This is your legacy,
Yes.
something that we're building towards. And I know that a lot of people are about to get, tax information, and they're gonna get their funds in. So
Yeah.
to me, I feel like it would be important you take, 500 to 250 and invest it somehow, some way, to where you'll have it later on. And I don't want to, just like blow it and like have nothing left because I have children, and I have to think about them. I have to leave something
Yes.
for them. And I'm catching hell, just maintaining day to day when I know that there is another way if I work together with others to create a self sustaining system. This is
Yeah.
how our ancestors did it. And I know that there's a way we can do it collectively. There's a lot of brilliant people in this chat. We can do it, dog.
Yes. Most definitely. I agree with you. There's a point you made about the trust. From my understanding of the trust is that you make a trust, yeah, but what supersedes the trust again is the your sovereignty or your um, getting your indigenous standing. Because once you've got your indigenous standing, and if you do your trust as yourself, you see, you can do it as a partnership, or you can um, create
Correct.
one trust.
One,
Yeah,
like when you say do it yourself, that's just you making a trust, and
that's
anyone
right.
in addition to it will be called a trustee. So
That's right.
anyone that would be paying in, it wouldn't just be something that they're just giving me your money. No, you're a
No.
trustee now. You're responsible to maintain this trust. You got to come back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this trust also, it takes care of you. You know what I mean? So the way I
Yes.
was structuring it, we're still working it, like working on the mathematics as far as like maintaining itself without,
Yeah.
eating itself up. So like what I mean by that is like, for example, so you have to have a main amount. Like let's just give you an amount, a small amount. We're gonna go
Yeah.
with 100,000. With that 100,000, you use the interest of it to get like a facility to maintain yourself to say that all right, with this facility we're going to have said members, which would be the trustees, and these trustees create other trustees, and what these trustees
Yeah.
do is you you're always investing into the trust. You only invest in what you can sustain, no more, no less. Once those funds are collected, they just have to keep growing, and you have to keep maintaining the interest. Now, the interest is what you use. You use that to give back to those trustees to say, hey, I know that you fall on hard times. Here's, say you invested 200 and 6 months later, you give them, $100. Here you go. This is more than what your bank is doing for you. Now, mind you, this has to be secured, because unless it's secured, they can tax it and they can lien on it and all. You don't want that. You want this to be secured, so that way everyone that comes in has to be a member. They have to be a trustee. Now, the part I was saying is as far as transparency, so that way you won't know. You will know it's not a Ponzi scheme. Everything is transparent. I can come up to the account. The only thing I can view is what I put in, what the main account is, and what said interest is to be expected. That's it. You can't see what the other person put in. That's a personal entry. That's another trustee's entry. Now mind you, once you enter this 250, the 250 isn't gone. It's still there unless you withdraw out of your trust your entire 250, which then would exit your trust. But not, mind you, if you put in 250 and say, next year you got some funds, okay, this trust is working out. I got like some funds coming back that help me out. I'm gonna invest a little more. I'm gonna give 500 this time. Once that 500 is there, that's 5 plus the 250, that's 750. That 750 is once now into the main pot that's still continuing to grow. With the interest is all you touching. You know what I'm saying? That's all you're spending is that amongst us. And once that main pot gets to a certain amount, we use a portion of it from, let's say it grows to, I'm gonna be realistic, 150,000. You use that 50,000 and transfer it into an actual liquid asset like silver or gold. Once that silver or gold is produced, you use it to back the nation's funds. Now we are becoming a recognized nation. Create currency from that. This is the same process that the United States use. They don't go by a gold standard. Now they have what they call the credit system, which has no backing. I mean, come on. That's eventually going to collapse. And if your funds collapse with it, thus goes the money. Now, if we have this trust set up, we don't collapse. They do, because we are the trustees of this. So that means that's our safeguard.
Yeah. But now, I agree with what you're saying, and it's a good plan. But you're missing out on something essential. You mentioned something that was important. You mentioned liens. Now, if you correctly do your indigenous standing, you can. Oh, someone disappeared. Oh, yeah. The indigenous standing that we're doing, because of the what should I say? The international ruling on indigenous tribes, you know that the tribes are owed money, basically. They owed the whole country, they owed the land. Do you get what I'm saying? So in that respect, I mean, as you say, we've been you've been invaded. Do you get what I'm saying? You've been conquered. Someone has come to your land and claimed it. But the problem is that the people that have claimed the land is the US government. The US government is a business. So the US government does not run by the laws of commerce. Yeah. Second thing is you are the commercial property. Do you get what I'm saying? You are what they're trading. Your birth certificate basically is what they're trading on the black market. Now, the good thing with your trust, your birth certificate is the first thing you're trying to put into your trust. Do you understand? And then if you have any businesses, any properties, or any bank accounts, they can all be in the trust. They just have to be signed into the trust, given the details and that type of thing. I made everybody know that it's yours. You know what I mean? Because once it's in the trust, and then the other thing about the trust should be an offshore trust. for the simple reason that you're not tax dodging, but um, if the if your trust is based offshore, you know, makes it kind of difficult for the them to go and ask your trust for money if you're in the Caribbean somewhere. Do you understand? So
Oh,
yeah. So if you have it in the Bahamas, let's say, for example, for the sake of conversation, yeah, you had it in the Bahamas, and they say, okay, you owe. The IRS comes and say you owe so much tax for this year. You direct them to the trust because obviously, as you said, you are now a trustee. No, you were a trustee. You are now the recipient and beneficiary. Do you get what I'm saying? So there's also one stage better than that, but in the indigenous standing that we're taking, that supersedes all of that. So you're at the level where the government's at. You're also a business entity in that respect. Do you get what I'm saying? And your word, or your word is your trust. Do you get what I'm saying? They're supposed to trust you. That's why the trust is individual. It must be done, and it must be done in the name that you say you are. Do you understand?
I was saying, I also know that that book
Mm,
I shared with you earlier, it
yes.
explains how to create a trust, and a trust can be structured as you see fit. But I know that also, once you create a trust, once you're a secure party, that's the
Hmm.
most important part. Is once
That's
you're
right.
a secure party, that means you're no longer a debtor, you are a creditor. So that
That's
means
right.
you don't owe anybody. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
can't lien or anything. First
That's
off, the
right.
way my trust is structured, it isn't based on a credit. It is based on already having something established. Now, the back end of it, the part that's backed, like I was saying, for said, let's say we want to start something and I don't want it to appear or nor be functioning as a Ponzi scheme. So that one means that the main beneficiary cannot be me. The main beneficiary has to be the trust that said trust. Like the trust has to be in general. So that means if it was to be dissolved, the
Mm.
dissolve will go to all the trustees
Yeah.
individually. You know what
But
I'm saying?
the first trust must be you. Do you
Right,
understand?
right,
Because that's why I said it's in your name. Do you get what I'm saying?
right.
So the trust of the name that really is you, of the entity that really is you. There's the commercial name that we're running around with. Do you get what I'm saying? That we weren't given no choice. That's on our birth certificate. Do you get what I'm saying? But if you want to call yourself Haru Hotep El Satan Bey, do you get what I'm saying? That's your choice. So you'll do that with with your trust. But what I like to say, if it was me personally, I would make a trust as my name, Michael Maku. Do you get what I'm saying?
That would
And
be your God
everything,
given. And the
yeah, and
other name,
everything.
your
My
other name
children.
would be how they call it a straw man. That would be your straw man name. Now,
That's
mind
right.
you,
That's right.
this is the same information that this is stuff will structure you to set you free. Now, mind you, your mind got to be right. You got to be willing to invest in yourself in order to set
That's right.
yourself free. You know what I'm saying? You can't be like, well, let me go get these rims or let me go get this. You know what I mean? You got to use this to
Yeah.
properly establish yourself. You know what I mean? As a
Exactly.
creditor, not a debtor. And debtors,
That's
they
right.
just go out and they just spend what comes in and live day to day. We can
Well,
get past that.
that's the status we're in now.
I'm
Do
trying
you
to show you how to
understand?
get past that. We have to
Yeah. No. 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 No.
collectively.
No. Yeah, but a lot of people obviously listening in probably it's going over their head. Do you get what I'm saying? But just to explain that point, I know you would know, but I'm just explaining it for the general public. Do you
Okay.
get what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah. So carry on. Sorry to cut you.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. So yeah, I think the trust is good, but I think that I was thinking that was my first port of call, and with my deductive reasoning, I said, yeah, oh, what am I going to do? Da, 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 da. Trust, get a trust, put everything in the trust, become a, as you said, secure party, and be the beneficiary and the recipient, because the trustees will be my children. Do you get what I'm saying? because I'll be putting their birth certificate, trying to buy their birth certificate back from the government. Now, because you bought your birth certificate back, all the things they have spent, do you see what I'm saying? All the raw materials they have used to buy and make products with your birth certificate, yeah, will now be due to you. Do you get what I'm saying? So
Right.
then you have to put,
You be
right, you
functioning
have to
on a
put,
secure side instead of a public side.
yeah. But you basically have to sue the Treasury.
No, basically you're putting them. You're basically letting them
You
know.
have to put a lien. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, because
You have to put a lien on them.
they
Lien on
did
the
that
White
to
House.
you, and you're saying that I recognize what is occurring, and I'm
Yep.
securing myself by putting it back on thus said the party. You know what I mean?
Hmm. But because you will be recognized in the United Nations under indigenous rights, so then you can also claim genocide. Do you understand?
Right. So in other words,
You,
you're trying to say they will entitle you to something. Now, mind you, I want to safeguard you.
yes.
They say like we don't take you seriously. Well, we not owe you anything, and they don't cut you no check. I already got something that said in position, thus for that. You
Mm.
see what I'm saying? Because I don't want to. I feel like this position where in the Bible where it made reference to Abram said, I don't want this king to make it seem as though he made me rich, so he gave his tenth to Melchizedek. So that's what
Yeah.
I'm in reference to.
I understand.
So go
I
ahead. I
understand.
mean, how will we go
Yeah.
forward from this?
Oh, sorry. So yeah. If we I mean take the correct indigenous standing process, yeah, all of that is covered within it. Do you understand?
Yes.
So then once we go through the process, I mean, all of these things will be covered. The first thing will be the SF 181. The second part will be the UCC, your secure party. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because I've noticed with other people, it was their problem was their secure party. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes, they were
But
just
as a
misusing it.
Nuwaupian,
They were misusing it.
yeah,
They would try to use it to where they can
no, they
use
didn't.
money for free, and that's not what it's designed
Wha-
for. It's designed for you to
No,
function securely, so that way they can't just be like, "Oh, well, you owe this." No, once you have your own funds, you use those funds as such, and then you don't owe no IRS, you don't owe any of that because what you're doing is
that's right.
different than you're not using their currency. You're trying to get to a position where you're not using their currency. And if you are using their currency, you're using their currency the way they fit is with your straw man. Now, your straw man is the one that's going out in the trustee in the world and doing
Mm.
said, running his own business and then taking those funds, not spending them, putting it into the trust and transferring those funds into the liquid asset. Once again, backing the nation and using those actual funds that the nation produces as your funds amongst the people, because I don't see how we could back, the actual infrastructure of this. You see what I'm saying? So I'm trying
Yeah,
to basically manifest this. You know what I mean? The best
yeah,
way I
that's right.
can.
Manifest is the right word. Yeah, you're correct. Yeah. So I mean, I've just tried to be diligent because it's a lot. It's a lot of information, and it's not just about filling out forms. You have to read like the indigenous standing, get a copy, and read it. So you know, the indigenous standing form, the SF 181 form itself is also um, has to be read and that type of thing. So that's where we're supposed to use our right knowledge and try and learn the different international law that apply to us because of our indigenous rights. And that's how I see it. So,
Right.
yeah.
I see
Mm.
it the same way. I mean, I see that, the to me from this aspect, when I began to complete this process, the main element that was missing was an affiliation to a nation. And I didn't want to be my own individual nation said, thus the nation of my individual body, because that's what you would be doing. Now, the whole idea about this is unification and their strength in numbers. So I will have to align myself with said nation, and I knew exactly where you were coming from last night. So that's why I'm trying to, basically continue to build on the position of, once we fill this paperwork out, are they in the position to meet? Like, it's like a relay race. Once I got my work done, I pass that work to the next person, and they do it until we get to the finish line. You got what I'm saying?
True stories. But the what I've been instructed from the email that I received on the process is that everybody has to do it individually. Do you get what I'm saying? They're going to guide you through it. Do you get what I'm saying? They're going to guide you through the process and the way it's going to work. So what I can do now, is share with you the email and what you have to basically say to get onto the webinar next Tuesday and ask those relevant questions that you're asking now. Do you understand?
Okay.
Because I've seen these questions, and he directs them to obviously like Western timeline, Central, and Eastern. Do you get what I'm saying? So depending on which timeline you're in and which particular zone, he can help you with your circumstances. Do you get what I'm saying? If you're in New York, do you get what I'm saying? Then he knows exactly where you have to go. And
what you're saying, you can file your information in the state that you're in. So one thing I want to make sure that everyone knows that comes to listen to this, that is trying to do this information, is that it's very complex, and you have to take it one step at a time. Don't rush it.
That's right.
Take it one step at a time. Because once you're done, you secured. You good.
That's right. That's right. That's right. If it's done properly, ain't no polite stuff going on. Where polite,
That's why I said transparency.
I
want to make sure it's transparency. That's the one.
Status correction. Yeah, we're not into that status correction and trying to con people.
It's real. It's just that they misused it. They misused the trust of people, and they plagued off of that. And that's a shame, man. It's, you do what you the nature of the creation is in the creator.
I'm sorry, bro. There's someone asking a question in the chat. Matt Loyalty. He says, how do we file a UCC?
All right.
And what?
Well, let me just
step one.
Give a quick route back to Zamal Khanasu Rayay. You could jump into the build anytime you want.
Yes, Khanasu.
All right. Yeah.
Rahobat,
brother.
All right. Right now, I'm just listening because I've been building with a brother on this as well. I'm still trying to get more information on this, so I can do it, and my excuse me, and my guidance can follow behind me as well. We're gonna do it together.
Okay. You know what I'm gonna do, and then on your individual thing, because I've got you on the Hangouts, I will send you the sister's email.
Okay.
Who you have to contact to get onto the webinar for next week. But what she will do, when she sends you the return email, it will have all the PDFs and the links for all the paperwork that relate to exactly what we have to do. Do you get what I'm saying?
All right.
So that is the first step, basically. The other step, I think the second step is have a printer fax machine. If you haven't got that, that's not really a problem. I think you need also a USB pen, YouTube page, Facebook, and obviously internet.
Okay.
So these are our main tools for this process, and the rest, obviously, the paperwork and a lot of the weekly addresses have links to the SF 181, which is the first step. Matt Loyalty. Yeah, the SF 181 is your indigenous standing. So you need to fill that in and tick the boxes correctly, which ones apply to you. But if you understand the information, then you know that you tick the box whites, and if you're a Latino, then you tick the Latino box, and if you are Native American, you can tick that box. No. SF181. That's right, bro. Just type it in Google, put it in Google, and you should be able to go to some website where you just get a copy of it.
What was the question that the person asked in the chat about the UCC?
Oh, he said, how do you file a UCC? But that for us is the second step. So I'm not going to elaborate on something I'm not 100% about. So as I'm going through the indigenous standing, I'll probably find out, and I'll come and bring that information back as we're going through it. So yeah.
I have the book here that I had showed you earlier, and it gets you very familiarized with it, you know. Yes. And I must give
you see the problem. Not the problem, but as I said to you earlier, the problem that the Moors and anyone who's doing this, because a lot of people in the conscious community have had theirs done. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's why they make the funds they make, because they know that they can function securely. They don't spend the funds. That's the whole trick of the game. Is
other than the people who are doing it, we are the only ones talking about it. You won't hear nobody in the conscious community talking about a SF181. You won't talk them. They won't be talking about indigenous standing, getting us all free. Why is no one talking about it? Seti's done it. This one's done it. Do you get what I'm saying? Taj Bey, he's done it. Do you get what I'm saying? So the problem is that Taj Bey is running around half-cocked doing it, and then when the Moors are getting stuck when it comes to the secure party, yeah, that's when they call for Naba Shabu El to intercede and help them out. So they come on the webinar and they'll be like, look, I've got this stage, I've got to that stage, I've done my trust, and who's your secure party? Oh, that's why I was sent to you.
Yep.
You know, that type of thing.
Because you can't use a religion as to claim your nation. You have to use a real nation to back yourself to get all the way out. So they only out so far.
True. And that's very true, yeah. And that is the problem. And now I'm saying, as Nuwaupians, we don't have that problem. Because for us, it's already been done.
Yep. All we have to do is follow in line. Like I was making reference to, it's like a relay race.
That's right. So I'm gonna type in the chat the person who we need to be following in that sense, who teaches the information correctly with right knowledge.
Okay, I want to kind of touch bases on the question, and the question he asked is, how do you follow UCC1? And in this book that I shared with you, page 324 or page, and say 325, it says, is there really a real remedy? It says, yes, there is one way, and one way only, you can protect yourself, your family, and property from the public obligations by asserting your rights with the unbreakable contract in existence in the world today, the UCC1 financial statement. See Section 5 and Appendix copy and UCC1 financial statement.
Yeah. And you know what? You know what's funny to go with that is that the only recognized constitutional document for the Yamasee thing is the Holy Tablets, which is accepted in court or international court as a form of Bible, if you would say, which is quite amazing. It's either that they've already they read it already, or they respect the fact that it's ancient religious text.
Right. To familiarize once again some of the people with what's occurring, with this said paperwork. It is called Uniform Commercial Code. Is that the UCC? That's what that stands for. It's an acronym standing for Uniform Commercial Code. That is what they go under when they are doing when the government is doing their paperwork. It's Uniform Commercial Code, and it also says that like the Uniform Commercial Code has certain bylaws or instructions. Like for example, if you was to get something in the mail, the way you open your letter up, the way everything is arranged on the paper is the Uniform Commercial Code. So just to give you a familiarity of how it works.
Yes, excellent.
It is very specific when you go to fill out the paperwork. You can't like when you go to write your information down on the paperwork, it has to be, they're very semantic. I'm gonna just say that.
Yeah.
Go on with the good. I'm just looking over to better familiarize the question. They asked, how do you fill out a UCC one? I'm trying to see just how to satisfy that question, maybe a little bit better. You know what I mean? Because it's not just one thing you do. You have to have all your information in order, like your social security card. You have to have your birth certificate, and once you fill this form out, it's basically putting someone on notice. Like I was saying, it's all about a form of acknowledgement or recognition. You know what I mean? Like I recognize, I have educated myself, I have become self-aware of what's occurring on this Uniform Commercial Code paperwork. You know what I mean? I know what a birth certificate is. You know what I'm saying? Like I see the, how they say it, the metaphor in the Alice in Wonderland, or the metaphor in the Wizard of Oz, because they use that as a perfect reference in this book. The Wizard of Oz wasn't just a movie; it was a metaphorical movie.
That's right. Yeah. So the process. Well, that's how the process starts. So as we're going over the weeks, we'll more elaborate on things that we're doing and getting through to get through this. But the main thing is we have to try, and all of us try to get on the webinar, and once we get the return, once you guys get the return email, you will have all the necessary links to the documents, because a lot of printing out, and yeah, you're gonna need a good printer. And
I normally like, when it concerns printing out my paperwork, I went to the Office Depot. That was one of the places I did, and got a good portion of money. Another one is the library. You get a certain amount of print per like change. It's real inexpensive.
Yeah. That's true. So yeah, that's all I was trying to do. I think the first things I was trying to do was find out what all the paperwork that I needed. My personal stuff is like, you have to, bloodline, and what tribes you are from.
But yeah,
why do you, yes, sorry. Go.
I must admit, this is all right. How I came across this information, initially I knew it existed, but I didn't know how to get the paperwork established. So what I did was begin to look it up online and do research on it. Because once I heard UCC and how to get out of the system, and it can free yourself and use this stuff properly, and don't be just a zombie, educate yourself. And so I did, and I began to do some research. I asked, Google, and I started my process that way, and came across some brothers on YouTube. Now, mind you, I want everyone to learn from my mistakes, so that way they'll know. There are people out there that will do your paperwork, but you got to make sure who does your paperwork will do it right and exact.
That's right.
I've gotten taken advantage of, and I'm out of a good portion of funds because I was misled by someone who did my paperwork, and my paperwork came out outdated. Like they did all the paperwork, But the trick is that the paperwork, what it was done on,
yeah,
the uniform commercial paperwork,
yeah,
the code
yeah.
was outdated. So they update these
Wow.
codes every so often. Mine was dated
Okay.
for 2010. They've changed it,
Hmm.
said from that time. And so I needed the updated
Okay.
version. Now, mind you, I tried to contact the person
Yeah.
who did my paperwork, and they played me to the left, and they wanted me to give them additional funds for something that they initially did not complete to start. So I'm not paying you for your mistake. You know what I mean? That's like
That's right.
like a
Yep.
to me. I'm like, why are you gonna get me for more money and I'm already out said such money? You know what I mean? So it's frustrating.
That's right.
And I'm like, who else can, because I already have the paperwork. I just need to transfer it to the updated documents and then submit the forms. That's where I'm at. I'm already.
That's right.
That's
Yeah. So you need to. Okay. But also, I mean, what he's going to do, you're going to need to have certain, what do you call it, supplimations from the Gold Book, because this is all part of your constitution.
Right.
If you're a Nuwaupian, I mean, it all interlinks and intertwines. Yes, go on. Sorry.
I was trying to make reference to this book because, this is the only one I know, but it's very expensive.
Yes.
And so I would hope that whoever can pay for it will share it amongst, the family, because I feel like once you buy enough copies of this mug, there should be people to share it and get enough information and get familiarized with what's occurring. It's the Redemption Manual, the 5th edition or 5th series. Now, mind you, they update these series because, like I said, they update the paperwork. They always updating commercial code. Anytime you hear about, lobbyists and they updated some new law, that means they have to come out with another commercial code. So
that's right.
When I come out with new editions of this, and this is the first one, it will familiarize you with all of it. It makes the wording very simple. You know what I mean? This is the book
but listen to this. Listen to this. As you said, and you keep mentioning of the American government is a business, so they're run by codes. Yeah. That business has been expelled into the Atlantic Ocean by Naya Shabu El. This is facts. If you go on the UN, you know what I'm saying? He did it a couple of years ago, because all of it is a lie. There's no such thing as the American government. You broke the trust. Do you know what I'm saying? You broke the treaty, the terms of the treaty. So everything they've done after that was illegal.
True enough, but still, just like this, who else knows it? And who else is willing to hold them accountable for this treason? You
are meant to.
You are the
someone
one
has done it for you. That's right. But someone has kind of done it for you, led the way. But you must just follow behind and do yours. So he's applied and put a lien. You know what I'm saying? He's applied and put a lien on the White House. He's applied and put a lien on Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. Do you get what I'm saying? So we would have to do the same, basically. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right.
So obviously, as a nation, and we'd be more, and that's why I was trying to explain to the Asaassin yesterday, that it sounds individual when you're saying, I need to get free. We need to get ourselves free before we can get the master teacher free. But what I'm trying to say is we need to get free into our nation. Do you get what I'm saying? Into our tribe that is recognized. Do you get what I'm saying?
I understand exactly what you're saying.
Which is recognized in the UN. So, and it's the indigenous standing, the indigenous rights or the indigenous laws that they amended recently in the last 10 years that has made it more in our favor. But this is all down to Uncle. If he hadn't done it, then it wouldn't have been done. And the whole point is that what we're talking about, the master teacher has done.
Right. He already did it. He made reference to it.
So if you want a path, innit? If we want to say we was looking for a path, like how are we gonna do this? Well, our master teacher's done it. And he's asking you, where are you? Huh? Where's my Yamesis at? That's the question he's asking. So, he has to be, if he's the chief of the nation, you know what I'm saying, of the Yamasi nation, where's the Yamasis?
That's the main thing I always was concerned about was why aren't we promoting that? Why isn't that something as well as getting him out promoted? You I feel like that's all, we're brewing something. We're
Yeah.
building something. Now,
Yeah.
his freedom is square one. But on the back end, I still got to eat and I still got to maintain me. So we got another
That's
option here
right.
too. That's number two. So with
That's right.
number two should be maintaining self and trying to, get to a certain position to where we can receive him and not just be like, all right, well, he's free. Now
Yeah.
what? You know what I mean? No, let's already have it.
Exactly.
Let's not work that way. Our ancestors didn't teach us that. We supposed to be right and exact. Let's go in that. Let's use that as our moral standing. That's
Thank
not
you, brother.
something selfish nor ego driven. That is something to keep you in line. Let's operate
That's
right.
right. That's right. That's right. So yeah, that's facts. That's facts, bro. So yeah, we have to try and that is our main reasoning for getting it sorted, getting ourselves secure, becoming our own independent state. If we say we're gods, then you must be sovereign. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yep.
You're a universe walking around enjoying the experience.
Yes.
Even Europeans will tell you that. David Icke could tell you that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, you wanted to have the experience, so you decided to manifest, and this is it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Instead, some people on the other side set some things up in place long before you got here, and it's no longer a
Exactly.
vacation spot. It's hell, and
That's
you have
that
to really
fact.
free yourself from this hell. You have to learn
True.
that. Oh, you're not that slick. I have to keep in mind you are the pale fox. So you're gonna
Yeah.
always use a cunning form because you lack strength to really just, do what you have to do. Now, mind you, he may pick
That's
this off one individually, but in entirety that cannot be so. So
true.
we gotta say individually, I gotta maintain me, so that way I won't individually get picked off. I have a
No,
vision.
hey, brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, bro.
Now, when you guys send down your information, your documentation for sovereignty,
Yes.
you guys sending that to the Georgia, or where y'all are sending that to?
No. We well, in a sense. What do you mean? Send the information?
As far as saying your mass seed, everything like that, where is that documentation going to?
Yes, I get what you're saying. That's where the secure party comes from as a Nuwaupian, because ours, sorry, has already been set up, because it's the Asakata Yamasee Moors. Do you get what I'm saying? Or you could say
Okay.
Nuwaupian Moors. Do you get what I'm saying? So
So there's not
we're
like
covered within the title.
yeah. So I was gonna say there's not like a person you have to send that documentation
Yes,
to
there
be
is.
like.
Yes, there is. That's who I put his name in the chat. So
Okay.
yeah, he's also got a YouTube page and a weekly address. But what I'm going to give you is the administrator's email, and
Okay.
that's how you get the email. And we'll give you all the instructions of what you have to do. And because what it is like, when I first contacted him, he gave me, sent me a letter that was just for Nuwaupians, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? So he's saying, "Oh, Nuwaupian, you need to you need to do this, do that, do that, do that, do that, and don't worry, Naya Shabu El has done it already." Do you get what I'm saying? All you got to do is as you're doing. Do you get what I'm saying? But certain things of it is secured already,
Okay.
and that's what I was trying to say.
Now, whose
Because
whose YouTube page is
yes,
this streaming off of?
I saw.
So, all right, I'm checking out the
Yeah,
going to the chat now.
yeah. The best thing to do is follow the instructions of the embassy. The hell with David Icke. Yeah, no one cares about David Icke. I'm just saying that Europeans know about information, especially this type of information. That's what they're good at, reciting it, like how they receive it, like females. There's nothing wrong in that. It's just that us males, we like to embellish and, either make it shorter or, but with Europeans, they get information and they will regurgitate it word for word. Do you get what I'm saying? So when it comes to things like government, Rothschilds, and all that type of thing, you have to listen to those Europeans, David Icke and them, in that respect, and get their information. As we say, we deal with information, but the information is all information. You just have to decipher and use your nine mind to know what you want it for, obviously. Do you get what I'm saying? We're trying to get right information out of wrong knowledge, in a sense, because it's all their system. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's just overstanding.
But
so,
I mean,
anyway,
when it comes to, you say their system is took time to build, and
that's
so
right.
many are. It's like the Matrix. So many are still plugged in, so hopelessly dependent on it that they're willing to fight for it. So somewhere in there, you have to say, okay, I can't just subtract myself from it. Now, mind you, they can't put anything on you, but at the same time, if you were to say, I'm that out of my mouth, who else is going to recognize that? Do you see what I'm saying? You have to have other things to back that up. Like, there are other ways to do it. I have a vision. I have a vision that, when they have the next Olympics, the Nuwaupian nation need to be in the next Olympics. No matter if we win or not, you need to be competing, because every nation compete. They have the right to compete. And one thing there, that's a key element, you get national recognition. People will look you up. People will be curious about, whose flag is that? Who people are they? That way you get recognition. It is important that others see you existing.
True. But as we say, look, the problem with our nation or our Nuwaupians is the sectarianism. The embassy is not working with the tribe. The tribe is not working with the embassy. The different groups of us Nuwaupians are not even cohesive. Do you get what I'm saying? The Masons are arguing, the thing, everybody's arguing. So, that type of thing. We need some structure and discipline.
Then maybe, our initiative could be what is lacking. You know what I'm saying? Maybe us talking about it could be the dawn of something new, something else to come to pass. Because I'm right there with you. I'm trying to build and manifest this like you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we have to get all on one accord. Because if this is gonna work, we all gotta be on one accord. Otherwise, we all gonna.
Exactly. And there's one thing that we all have in common is that we all want to be free, and we all want the master teacher free. But it's in what aspect do we look at it? That's why I always say to my brothers, like when they say to me, "Oh yeah, you're gonna sign a petition. We want the master teacher free." Yeah, I want the master teacher free too, but I need to get free to the space that he's in. Right now, he's sovereign, so I can't be in that space. I am not sovereign. I am still a prisoner. So I have to find myself to detach myself from that, make myself sovereign, and join my teacher in the nation of our tribe. Because as I said before, this nation, it sounds good, yeah, but the UN charter changes every couple of months, and they add new tribes and so, and there's no Moors on there. There's no Nuwaupians. Do you get what I'm saying? There's Yamasee. So as I said, we're secure. It's not an issue for us as such. Do you get what I'm saying?
I think it's time to change that outcome. We've acknowledged it, and so let's be proactive. I see an obstacle.
Manifest it.
Now let's come up with a maneuver around the obstacle. I'm the type of person where we gotta use our nine mind. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And really look at the situation as such. Because to me, with right knowledge, it has changed my whole perception of life. So you have to use it. It works if you work it.
That's right. That's right. Nothing is complicated, and nothing is new under the sun.
Right.
So as we say, if our master teacher done it, yeah, and he's looking around at us and saying, "Well, you student teachers, how are you not doing what I'm doing?
Right?
How am I laying down these instructions in these examples, and y'all just looking at me, talking about you waiting for the Messiah to come back?"
No, come on now. He then came out of his own mouth and already said it's at the end of your own hand. It's up to you to do it. You have
That's
to.
right.
I've shown you the way. You say a God. What is a God? What do we define that as? And I say if that manifests and shows and proves itself and goes through, and be tried and proven consistently, it would only be insane for someone to constantly ask a result and then the result thus there be manifested and you not acknowledge it and you not there act on the result. So that's why I'm proactive, bro. I'm for real, man. This ain't a game.
No, I hear that. It's real. I mean, to some it might sound boring. Do you get what I'm saying? But I don't understand how freedom can be boring. Do you get what I'm saying? Getting yourself free and out of this matrix. Do you get what I'm saying? Because you love your family, you love your partner, you want your, you get what I'm saying? You want to secure your future, your past, whatever. Now, do you get what I'm saying? But that is the spell of Leviathan when the system that we're in, we're comfortable with. We have to look at, as they said, the old text, in the example of how Enki got his title as the angel Ananiki of death. Because he's saying, look, why are you going to give me that job, Most High? Why are you going to give me that job? Everybody's going to hate me. He said, they ain't going to hate you. They're going to want so much with the delights of the planet to stay in that body. Do you get what I'm saying? We didn't even want to come here. Hence the breathing in and out, as we know. Do you get what I'm saying? Right. We didn't even want to come here. But now we're here, we enjoying the pleasures of the flesh. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We saying, yeah, I want to live life. No one wants to die. That's the bottom line. Do you get what I'm saying? Right. But death is only transition.
I've learned.
But until we get to that understanding of that.
Well, I mean, the only way to get to the understanding of that is to accept it. You have to consciously remind yourself that I am not this physical body. I am a light being occupying this physical body, having a physical experience.
That's right.
Because there are other things outside of this. When I go into myself and it's dark, but yet it's still light, I have, like, if I was to imagine a light, where would that light be coming from? Coming from within.
Within.
You are that light that's occupying this physical form. I had master teachers also, like Dr. Sabi. He said the body is electrical.
That's right.
Now, if the body is electrical, that's another form of your light, again, manifesting into a physical form. I try to look for ways to, confirm certain information. Like, I don't know, like, all right, there was a book that the master teacher had made, and it was called the marriage ceremony. And in that book, there had affirmations. One of the affirmations had made reference to, I look for the evidence of my ancestors in nature. So sometimes I attribute nature as my reality because that is thus nature. So I would look for the evidence of that. Let's say, for example, I had something on my mind and I was curious about how it worked. The functionality of it may manifest in my reality, and it would be up for my conscious to acknowledge it. See what I'm saying?
That's right. Because every, what did the master teacher say? Because every thought has weight, color, and credence. Do you get what I'm saying?
I follow. Did you know, are you familiar with quantum physics?
Yes, sir.
You know about spooky action at a distance?
Spooky action? No, I don't know. I wouldn't say no.
Another word for it is called the quantum enigma. Basically, this is how you know that thus reality can change just by the very nature of it can change just by you looking at it, just by acknowledging it.
Okay.
Like, look it up. I can't. It's very complex. I want you to look it up in your spare time. YouTube has a very excellent explanation on spooky action at a distance. It has many titles. It's within quantum mechanics. I've been studying this stuff because I want to know what my ancestors know. I want to know how they know all this.
Yes.
Can my consciousness handle thus information? You know what I mean? I don't dumb myself down and be like, ooh, that sounds complex. I'm like this. It's complex. Yeah. How so? Because I know within nature, everything is simply sophisticated. Simply sophisticated.
And all things have intelligence.
Yeah.
Even the things you can't see. Do you understand?
All right.
The things that don't have weight.
When you look up and do a little research on spooky action at a distance, you're gonna see just how that manifests within reality, how nature itself is intelligent. You'll see. It tripped me out. It blew my mind. Like, wow. But it really shows you at a quantum level, free will is woven into the fabric of reality. Like, they can't change it, dude. It's nothing you can do about it but accept it.
Yep, that's true. Because we have to look at the beginning. And in the beginning, they said what? In the beginning was the word. Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And really, in the beginning was energy. Do you know what I'm saying? And the reaction of those electrons and neutrons created heat and blah blah blah, and little explosions, as you would say. Do you get what I'm saying? Which caused and birthed other things into the physical universe. Do you get what I'm saying? And this is all explained in like the first part of the Holy Tablets, but it took a long time to absorb, you know, from triple darkness, quartz zools and biaps. I had to really go and look into it. In some places, yeah, I ended up in some numbers and stuff.
Biopsies and zeal. I looked into it, and you know they ain't caught up to that yet. They just down to, you know, subatomic particles. They haven't got to the ones that barely move, that only move, you know, every so frequently, that vibrate like barely. That would be the, you know, quarks, biopsies, and zeals. Those are the ones that when reality is just beginning to manifest into this, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's like quantum, like pieces of pieces, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I have I'm gonna share a jewel with y'all. Like I've had like certain things, certain visions occur to me when I was meditating, and when you see things from the perspective of your soul and reality, it's like a flip side. Everything is on this side is like water, and everything on that side is like, I don't know, like a energy, like when you're a conscious being, you can see things differently. Like light, for example. For me, I can tell that a candle is consciousness through animism. The light that it produces is aware of it touching me. Like, for example, like for how I see, that's how it sees with its light. How is it conscious? Because it can react to me blowing. It can react to, like, if I put my hand close to it. I don't know how your magnetic field may be, but if you're charged, like statically charged, if you get close to a flame, the flame will bend towards you, not away from you. It'll bend towards you, like it's trying to touch you. You know what I mean? So certain things have, you know, begin. That's why I asked, you know, consciously what to look forward to when and then begins to awaken the sleeping God in you. You know, first off, your conscious will begin to expand. You begin to come to a higher awareness of things, a higher awareness of reality. Now, mind you, a lot of this information I find hard to confirm because, you know, the white man ain't there yet. So it's like, how do you go to a teacher that can't teach you what you are or what's occurring? So you just going with the flow and just can't really verbally express some of the things that you experience, but, you know, you just go along with it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. What's this now?
Real talk.
Know who's beginning.
That's real talk, right?
Was the word. Hold on 1 second.
So where all are we calling from right now?
Sorry?
Where all are we calling from right now? Okay, I know you in London, right?
Yeah, I'm in London.
All right, Khanasu, where you located?
I'm located in Chester, Virginia.
Okay, Virginia, Chester. And Terry Knaff?
I'm in Georgia.
Okay. And I'm in North Carolina, but repping for
North Carolina, baby. Yeah, straight. Via. As we say, via.
All right. So, what are y'all thoughts on as far as like to deal with I'm trying to remember the name of the show, the Montel Williams show. How do y'all feel about that and all of the lies that went on the show? I'm gonna just keep it how I feel. But how do y'all feel about that, and how do y'all feel about just everything that was meant to put out there to demonize the master teacher and slander him?
For me, it was to happen. You know, not saying that it was supposed to happen, but it was going to more or less be like it was going to happen. You know, because it's from what I've heard about the case and from what I understand about the case, he was never even convicted for child molestation. But, you know, what happened, because for one, that's a state charge. He's in federal prison. So it started off wrong with the media because the media misinformed people and people believed it. So now that that's on, that was put out by the media, people are going to be on the show supporting that claim. That's not true. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was to be expected.
I feel like I feel like that was how they, reinforced their lie, and those people got paid to be up there. Don't nobody just go on the Montel for free. Come on now. There's money involved, and them folks ain't get what they said they were supposed to get, so they got railroaded on the back end for lying. And so you hungry, you got to maintain. They went on that Montel show to get that paycheck. Now, mind you, I have a very analytical mind. So when I got their input, I'm like, okay, they say they had, so on and so forth information. Why didn't that information was presented on the show? Why didn't those people had kids and they claimed that those kids were so on and so forth. Why didn't their kids give a testimony? You know what I mean? They only had those people up there give that little weak testimony, and then they scrutinize it based on a cult. And then it's like, why, when these mugs use certain words, they just toss around words haphazardly, we just be like, oh, just based on their terminology, it's bad. From what I've learned, everyone that wants to do their own thing and become self-sufficient, they would identify as a cult, dude, no matter what. It's always a fear tactic with them. If you ever look at everything the white man psychologically does, it's always a defect or a disorder. Do they ever have a book of a function? I'm like, what's the list of functions? Golly, y'all have all these disorders and diseases. Make a book of cures, god dang. They don't have that. That's what I'm saying. You have to psychologically analyze these people and see where they're coming from. They don't have the neuromelanin we have. Melanin makes you, stabilize. Like, it stabilizes your emotions to where you can really assess a situation for what it is and not come up with a biased outcome. That's what makes me mad. And that's why I be like, I look at that and I see it. That's as another work of the devil, and I disagree.
True stories. Now, I personally think that I'm of the mind, that there might be some Machiavelli going on here, personally, because I can't understand how a man so intelligent, who gave 76 trillion years of information, do you get what I'm saying? Built Tamaray, do you get what I'm saying? Motivated us all, do you get what I'm saying? In the sense of that, we're not your average people anymore. Once you start on this trail of knowledge, you just keep going. Do you get what I'm saying? And as the brother alluded to earlier, everything becomes simple. We know that black is white and white is black. And if you look at everything like that, you start to see what's going on. So I'm of the mind that a lot of things don't make sense in terms of the case. And, to me, that it's like what the rappers say, that was good riddance. Do you get what I'm saying? It was good riddance. Because all that Montel thing, it just seems so quick. The information is not correct. How is as Khanasu said, a media outlet for 1 year going to run the leader of the Nuwaupian nation, the 36-year-old Dwight York was arrested, blah, blah, blah. And then later, after a year, it changes to 50, 60, 61 or something like that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Is there a video for that that was on that?
Yes, there is a video, and there's evidence, obviously, because there's only it's the one obviously out of Georgia, one of the news outlets and the media outlets. Do you get what I'm saying? Because there's not much evidence, like it wasn't national or international news. And I feel was the Supreme Pontiff of Georgia. If that person goes to prison, there's going to be uproar. There's going to be some noise. It's going to be on public record. It's not going to be no small thing. And it's going to be under the title he has. It's not going to be under no Dwight York or you know what I mean? It's going to be under Malachi Z. Now, it is defaming because I've looked up Malachi Z and he has nothing negative attached to his name. He doesn't even have bad tax. He's tax exempt. Yeah. Dwight York is not tax exempt. Dwight York has properties. You get what I'm saying? Dwight York has thing. And I'm looking at it. These are two different individuals. Do you get what I'm saying? We're just looking on the tax. Yeah, you can go. I mean, I don't know if it's easier for you, but out here we can get that. We can go over there to the federal thing and look at the IRS and see who pays their taxes and who doesn't pay their taxes. But under that name, Dr. Malachi Z, there is no negative connotations. What is negative on there is that if you use Wikipedia or you use Google, it will always send you to the links that are together. So what they do now is that when you put in Dr. Malachi Z York, you get results of Dwight York. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, but the actual name Dr. Malachi Z has not even a case, not even a. Do you see what I'm saying? So it stands to reason, in a sense, why people are saying, look, yeah, that's why they call it. They're saying he's Dwight D. York, but where did they get the D from? If the original Boston birth certificate that was only given as a temporary thing only says York on it. It's the first time I've seen that in history, and I've seen the actual paperwork on that as well. That's good that we can get access to some of these things, but most of these things are being put out by ex-Nuwaupians. Because the good thing about the internet is that you can always follow the link back to the source. And a lot of the source are old websites that are not websites no more. You just go there, it takes you to the link and you go to a domain where they're selling other stuff now. Do you get what I'm saying?
That is so frustrating. I've had that happen.
And yep. But the good thing is when you're using Wikipedia, because most of the defaming of the master teacher is on Wikipedia. So when you go on Wikipedia, anytime they say there's something negative and it says Dwight York's name highlighted, press on it, the link always goes back to the person or to the article. No facts. Anyone can write a story. Do you get what I'm saying? But what the internet does, it links it. Do you get what I'm saying?
Did you notice also when you go to Wikipedia on his name, they don't have an accurate birth date. There's like he could have been born at this time, this time, this time. I'm like, which one is it?
It's 10 years old.
Facts.
Not sure.
Yeah, his birthday is 10 years off on Wikipedia.
Now, the funny thing is, all these conspiracy, government agents that come on our pages, like White McWhite and all these type of thing, and Chuck Morgan and the rest of them, and some of these Tariq Noel and thing, because these are the first victims I've ever seen who just want to jump on people's platform. Now, if someone busts my bottom, yeah, I'm not coming on YouTube. True stories. Do you get what I'm saying? But they want to jump on Joel Benjamin. They want to jump on Unc thing, and they wanna. They're coming for Sarnetta soon.
Man, let your haters be your motivators. We're gonna always have little germs trying to attach to us.
Bro, I said the Asaassin.
Shake them
I said
off.
to the Asaassin, because Tariq Noel came on the page and said, yeah, you keep talking my name, Asaassin. I was like, yeah, come man, let's bust that ass. No homo. Bring him on, man. I got a few questions. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I feel that, yeah, I've watched a couple of their things. It's ridiculous. And no one asked them any decent questions. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, one, what the hell are you doing here? You got me? You said you got your batty bus. Goddamn. Yeah. And brother and sister act as well. Come on.
No,
man. I
got Tariq Noel coming on the show.
Yeah, man.
Possibly, maybe next week. Because we were supposed to do it. We were supposed to do it 2 days before Christmas, but I had too much. As you can hear my son in the background, but I had too much family members around then, and we were supposed to do it. We never did it. But yeah, like at the end of the day, when he comes on the show, he's gonna get the questions of a lifetime, and I mean, it's gonna be like no other show. Trust me.
Exactly.
He's gonna feel like, why did he come on here? I mean, I'm gonna treat him with respect, but I'm not coming with the average questions. I mean,
no.
And not only that, I'm coming with statements too.
Right.
I'm like, I'm gonna give you a question and I got the answer too.
Yep.
But but the thing is, my theory on the whole York situation is the simple fact that we all know that the government, their whole thing is to stop the rise of any black messiah, especially, dealing with COINTELPRO. Now, he was locked up, he was kidnapped because of the fact that he was waking up people, also the fact that he had that land, and not only just him waking up people, but he was writing so much information and plus information that was exposing a lot of these secret societies from books that he wrote about called Secret Societies Unmasked, the Luciferian Conspiracy, you know what I'm saying? Leviathan 666. So all these different books that expose these little secret societies, Skull and Bones, Rosicrucians, Masons, KKK, and all of these different societies. So now, lock him up. And after you lock him up, you got to demonize him. So now you got the Jacob York situation where Jacob York fits inside there. Now, Jacob York has already been inside the music industry for years. You see what I'm saying?
That's true.
Jacob York, he brought out Junior Mafia, Little King, Biggie Smalls. I mean, he was a part of Biggie. He brought out Biggie Smalls. A lot of people think that Puffy, but nah, Biggie Smalls was always with Junior Mafia before he even met Puffy. You know what I'm saying? And Doggy Diamonds used to record Biggie Smalls as well back in the day. Shout out to Doggy Diamonds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, big up.
My brother. You know what I mean? But like I said, Jacob York had his hand in a lot of situations. So he was already inside that entertainment world, where they sell their soul, where they're part of certain rituals and different things like that.
True.
So just like Faisal York had said, Faisal York has said that how when he was on the land, he never got molested or touched by his father. Faisal York said that he got molested and touched by Jacob York's crew. And other people that he got molested by Jacob York. And even if we look on, mcwar.com, they got an interview with Gucci Man. Well, I got it on my page as well, too. But they got an interview with Gucci Man. And the person that runs that page is Zakar. So Rahul Batts is Zakar as well. But Zakar asked Gucci Man a question. He started asking about Jacob York. So he said, what's up with you and Jacob York? He's like, man, I don't fuck with Jacob York no more. Jacob York, molesting kids. He a pedophile. All this other crazy stuff. So point blank, that was being put out. So he said he don't fuck with Jacob York no more. But then like a few months later, you see like a flyer put out and a commercial on YouTube. Gucci Man welcome home party coming out of jail. and it's also Jacob York's birthday party. So it's on one flyer together. So Gucci ended up fucking back with Jacob. But the whole point I'm trying to say is that, like, all right, now a lot of these different people, like that you see in the hip hop industry, they got their rise because of Jacob York. If we look at hip hop or loving hip hop, whatever you want to call it, Jacob York is part of that. You dig what I'm saying?
Wow.
A lot of the people that on those shows are people that Jacob York brought out. Like you got Rashida, you know, Kirk, that's one of Jacob York's best friends. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of people like Chris Brown when he was going out with Crucci Tran. Crucci Tran is one of Jacob York's artists. You dig what I'm saying? Like a lot of people has a lot of dealings with Jacob York. Now,
especially in the industry,
yeah. So like I said, he has his big spot in the hip hop and the fame right now. And he's been doing this thing for the years, but at the end of the day, like if you watch a video, the whole thing was that Jacob York wanted he wanted to get some money from his father. Start his own music label. His pops was like, nah, I'm not feeling all of that. Little Kim promoting herself like a whore and all of that. Nah. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
My name got respect on it. You gonna keep that respect on my name. You ain't gonna mix me in no type of fuckery type shit like that. You know? So for Point Blank, then we know that how that Damon Pryor thing came about and forging signatures and stuff like that. Now the whole thing is that Jacob York got in trouble for certain things, and governments finding out who he is, blackmail him and put him in a situation of him having to set his own father up. And with him being disgruntled, it ain't nothing for him to set his father up. You know what I'm saying? So so that type of situation went down. So then you got the Montel Williams show where they pay these bitches. I mean, that's just how I speak because they ain't women. If you snitching, you bitching. So and snitching don't even really mean that you telling the truth. You exposing the truth about somebody. You could be saying a lie. But it's just the fact that you cooperating with the other side. You dig? So
it's something we don't do.
Yeah. So when these bitches go so when these bitches go up on the Montel Williams show, now they straight demonize the shit out of him. Because as we already know, like when you see the Abigail, the Habiba Washington thing, where she talked about the whole situation and how the government, when they went to the Miami Beach thing,
that's right.
They had all of them watch videos of Charles Manson. So this way they can come up with a whole theory and base, you know what I'm saying?
Like it's a cult.
Exactly. Take Charles Manson out and put Malachi York there. And all of these Charles Manson victims that was part of his cult, that'll be y'all. Because even when you look at because I've done something on this, I think it was like 2006 or 2007. It was on YouTube. I did something that was about Charles Manson and it was about Dr. York. Now, the whole thing I'm trying to say is like, even in the Charles Manson case, Charles Manson never murdered nobody. Even
he didn't murder no one, you're right.
Yeah, when they go interview him, he's dropping a lot of knowledge. And then, second of all, he was famous. He used to sing and he used to be an actor. So he was in Hollywood. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now,
Hollywood.
Charles Manson had stated, he was like, yo, they came to my house, they told me about some shit they wanted to do, go kill this motherfucker. And I'm like, well, hey, what the fuck you telling me for? I don't want to know about that. I'm out here, I'm just trying to kick back, smoke some weed and drink and enjoy my night. So I told them, get going with that bullshit. So they left. And then next thing you know, they did that shit. And then Charles Manson waking up one day getting arrested, you know? So from his statements, he was never there. And plus, they don't have no proof of him being there. But then yet, all of these people that killed Sharon Tate, these motherfuckers got out of jail.
Yeah, they're free.
And Charles Manson is locked
remarried
up. So it's like, even if, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, if you want to call Charles Manson a cult leader and say that he did all of this, then the murderers that was forced to do it should still be getting time. But these niggas got out like in a few months.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? And then some of them became like, one of them became a gothic musician. Another one became a goddamn Christian preacher. Another one became a good book writer, and started writing books about cults. So you see how they start using people, just like how you said, I think it was Brother Terry that said it earlier, that how a lot of these people were supposed to get paid off of making up these lies and these stories to basically demonize the master teacher. So a lot of people in the Nuwaupian nation that was a part of that, they were supposed to get book deals, music deals, become actors, models, and a lot of them did.
True.
A lot of them in there. So
I feel like this. Aha, for all of those for making deals with the devil. He stabbed you in the back. That's what you get.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yep. So now they got all of that. So like I said, they put all of these bitches on Montel Williams' show. Now, for one, okay, yeah, he's supposed to be locked up for RICO. But why the fuck are they on Montel Williams acting like he locked up for child molestation and being a cult leader? They should just be talking about RICO all day. You know what I'm saying? Yep. But they made him a womanizer, and this is where Brother Polite fits in, because Brother Polite part of the conspiracy as well. Because I'm saying it. I'm saying this, and I'm saying it, and I'm meaning it when I'm saying it. I don't care if I get shot for it, because I've been saying it. Probably it needs to go on air now. But yeah, Brother Polite and a lot of these people are like Jacob. They all connected. You dig what I'm saying? They all connected. They might act like they don't fuck with each other or know each other, but they all connected. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
So Jacob York was already known to be on the government payroll. Brother Polite also be known on the government payroll. So all right, now I'm gonna get back to Brother Polite just now.
Okay.
I'm gonna get back to.
Can I give a shout out?
Yeah. Go
on. Shout out to anyone, or to anyone who repped Dr. Malachi Kobina York. Anyone who repped that, is part of the conspiracy. Unfortunately, that's another expose.
I'm gonna let you know
what side those people are. Yep, I don't know what side those people are, but there was a time when Polite himself, who's supposed to know the master teacher, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Was saying, my father, Dr. Malachi Kobina York.
Yeah.
Nigga, you know better than that, nigga.
Yeah.
You know better than that. Something's going on.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? The name was changing. The name kept changing. He wrote a whole book on his origin. Now he comes from Ghana. Now he comes from Liberia. Now he comes from, you get what I'm saying? Nigeria, probably. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. There's something going on. Yeah. Not also, I'm not saying, I agree with you that it's government, but as you said, government agents have worked their way into our organization. Do you get what I'm saying? Into our culture. Or cult, or whatever they want to say.
You know about Darth Hart Perry?
Darth Hart Perry? No, so good.
Dark Heart?
Enlighten me.
Dark Heart, what is that?
No, all right, now, Darth Hart Perry, if you check out COINTELPRO, I think it's the War on Blacks in America. I think if you go in about like 30, 35 minutes, skip into there, you'll come across this guy named Darth Hart Perry. Now, he was a undercover CIA nigga agent. Yeah. So he was the type of person that he would go into the hoods. He'd be,
you talking about that one dude, the light-skinned dude with the little half grill?
He kind of looked like Mike Tyson a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was his name, but yeah, I seen that video.
Now, from seeing that right there is enough proof to a lot of our fantasies that, usually when we want to say we want to prove that the government be doing shit like that. Well, that right there is enough proof, to make a fantasy actually turn into reality. So what I'm trying to say is Brother Polite is somebody like that. Because the thing is, I'm from the same hood as Brother Polite. I'm from Flatbush, Brooklyn. He's from East Flatbush, Brooklyn, which is Brownsville, New York. It's 93rd and Rutland, 95th and Rutland, Clarkson, all over there. So I'm from a similar area. I'm older than Polite, but still, I'm in the streets. I'm always trying to elevate people. motivate people, teach people, and I mingle and mix with the Bloods, Crips, GDs. Don't matter. I'm here to drop the knowledge and elevate y'all. So I know a lot of his history, and his history ain't really his history. Now, I don't really care about his history, but the fact that he lied about his past history, and now he's lying about this history that he's, with this new covenant thing, claiming that he was a Crip superior. He was never a Crip superior. Yeah, he was a Crip, but he was never a Crip superior. It's different. I know the Crips. I know the big homies out there. Crips don't even use the word superior. That's blood. And basically every other Crip that I asked about him, they said that shit sound like some blood shit when you say superior. But point blank, he lied about all of that. And the same thing when he got in Nuwaupu, he lied about that too. He claimed to be working on a Dr. York case, helping, pay Malik Zulu Shabazz to be a part of it and all of this. But at the end of the day, it's like, how you going to sit there and work on somebody's case when you became a Nuwaupian in 2002? So that means that you might have known Dr. York for only about 5 months. That's if you became a Nuwaupian in January. But a lot of this shit is just too fishy. You know what I'm saying? And from the time that he got locked up to the time of, there's no way you can get all of that knowledge that quick. Unless you're an alien. But we get to that later. But the whole point I'm trying to say is, all right, now Dr. York stated also that Malik Zulu Shabazz didn't even work on his case. He just mentioned that and act like, he wanted to be a part of it. So all Malik Zulu Shabazz did was just review the case and then put that down on his resume. So props. You see what I'm saying? So now, when we say Malik Zulu Shabazz, now we know that Khalid Muhammad died in 2003. Now, Malik Zulu Shabazz, I know he knew that was coming. Now, we all know that Khalid Muhammad got set up. Now,
that's right.
Now, York and Khalid Muhammad, they made some agreements, and we was all unifying. Really unifying. There was some information I got from a brother. I don't want to put his name out there, you know what I mean, unless he want me to put it out there. If he tell me, then I'll come back on another show and state who told it to me. But he was like, yeah, the master teacher had that land. Wesley Snipes had another piece of land where he was going to build like a military fortress type thing, martial arts, teaching African martial arts. And then Khalid Muhammad was going to buy another piece of land over there and for the Black Panthers. So we was all going to unify. So at the end of the day, they had to replace us. Take our leaders down. They can't kill Dr. York and kill Khalid Muhammad. That's just going to be too obvious. So at the end of the day, you lock one up, you kill the other one. You dig what I'm saying? And it's a wrap. So then,
right, he was going to teach self-defense to the Nuwaupians or Nuwaupians at that time. Wushu is like his art, and that would have been the form that they learned. I know what you're talking about. I heard about that.
Yep. So we was all coming together, and we was definitely going to unify. And also during that same time, because this was like they was going hit after hit. In 2002, Poetic died from the Gravediggers. Now, Poetic, he was also a Nuwaupian as well. When Brother Yashua come up on the show, I don't know if he's going to come on tonight or if he's going to come on tomorrow, but whenever he call me, next time I get him up on here, I'm going to get him to go in depth, and he's going to drop some knowledge on y'all. But at the end of the day, Grim Reaper died in 2002, rest in paradise. York get locked up in 2002. Khalid Muhammad get assassinated in 2003. So now you start to see like how me and Maku was talking about, I believe it was yesterday, when he stated like, yeah, that's around that time is when you started having the rise of the Black conscious community. And that's a fact. And I mean the rise of it as far as like how you have the Sarnettas and the Phil Valentines and the Bobby Hemmets and all of these guys, because they was doing lectures in the 90s, but they wasn't big and popping like that. They wasn't big and popping like that. When York went away and when Khalid Muhammad died, you know what I'm saying?
It was over.
Yeah, it's over.
Open the door.
Yeah. Like Tupac died. Now, you just got to sit there and accept Ja Rule because Tupac died.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I have a question.
Yeah, straight. No, straight. Yeah.
I have a question.
All right.
Go ahead.
From all these leaders in their absence, would you agree that there will be a torch left present for all those who are currently, looking at their legacy? We could take up, their torch and go, lead by example. I feel like, with the proper support, anyone in this conversation could do just that. So I'm asking the question that if any one of us were to be put in the proper position, would we, keep it right and exact and be morally suited, to withstand the devil's temptation and do the right thing?
I think, yeah. I think that's possible. But, you know what I mean? It's definitely going to be hard because, I mean, it has to be the right type of person. Like, it has to be a person of, agreeable and disagreeable. Because, like I always state to Brother Joshua, it seems that most of the Nuwaupians that came from the streets are the most realest. And I'm not saying that there's no real Nuwaupians out there that have never been in the street that are not real. Because I'm pretty sure that there are a lot. But the thing is, it just, most of the ones that we come across that came from the streets and elevated in something that's positive, they really know how, because they have that agreeable and disagreeable. They know how the devil thinks. So they know how the devil's going to tempt somebody. They know about reaction, action and reaction. So they know, like, that every time I reacted like that, this is the response I got. It wasn't good.
True.
So you learn from your mistakes. You know what I'm saying? You gain that wisdom, of all the dumb shit that you did. But I definitely think it's possible. But like I said, it has to be a person that really overstands, a lot of things. I'm gonna say everything because I don't think anybody's gonna be able to understand everything. But it's just like how I said, because like dealing with this conscious community is controlled now. I mean, it's controlled by COINTELPRO. Now the whole thing is like a lot of these niggas is agents. I wouldn't call them double agents, but they agents. Some of them is double and some of them is triple. You dig what I'm saying? Them triple agents is the ones that know that they working for they Darth Hart Perrys. Those are them triple agents. Then you got the double agents. The double agents is niggas that might not be working for the CIA, but they just like they're like, I'm just trying to get a buck. Even if I gotta slander somebody that I respect, fuck it. So that's a double agent. He know he.
You know how you get rid of them? You know how you get rid of them? You test them just the way Yashar was tested. He had those 7 tests before he became Sandalphon or the 24th, or before he could occupy the 24th elder seat. So we scrutinized them the same way. We would conduct a test. You have to pass that, those tests, and you can't be aware that you're being tested. And that way it will strike to the individual's, nature, to where it will either build better character or reveal the true character.
Facts. You're right about that. And that's the thing, like, a lot of us need to go through. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like, even when we become Nuwaupians, I think there should be levels. Like, anybody becoming Nuwaupian, but we start talking about levels, like how you said, like, go through certain tests. You know what I'm saying? That we have to go through, like, as we would say, like, high school, because this is, I don't know, joke thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is something that we have to live.
I said there'd be initiation. Now, our initiation will be focused on building character, and not like how, colleges have initiations and that, that what they call that, like, it's called, it has a token term, but I can't think of the term. Ours will be based on building character and, enhancing oneself from within, just like our ancestors did in Egypt. Before you could become, a priest or a scribe, you had to, be initiated into an order, and then be in that order for so many years. I think our ancestors already put in motion a lot of the elements we need to, administer. It's just the fact of getting it set up and administering it. And so that's one of the things that I've envisioned with the Nuwaupian nation. So I'm hoping that, we really get to work, you know what I mean? Because I'm there with you, you know what I mean? I'm ready to work. Like, I'll pick up that torch. I realize that this is just a physical form. And if we don't die for something, we going to die for what we've been doing here recently, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
I should live for something, man. I don't want to just die. Like, fuck that. I'm about something, you know what I mean? And it begins to come into focus when you look your children in the eyes and say, what are you leaving for them? A struggle, or are you leaving for them a legacy? You know what I'm saying?
You're right though.
Straight.
Like, because the thing is, like, we definitely need some strong leaders and like Wu-Nuwaupu, right? I mean, at the end of the day, all of us are supposed to be strong leaders, but I mean, something gotta happen, because I mean, it's not enough of us out here that's doing something. Like, I mean, because we got the brothers that's on the streets, you know what I'm saying? Like, Nuwaupian Asaassin, he go out there giving out the books. We got, you know what I'm saying, Maku out there in London. He got the barbershop. He got books up at the barbershop, you know what I mean? And then, but not only that, on the internet.
We start small. We use this tonight as a focal point. Hopefully we continue to build with those that are currently in position. That's within our nation. We work with our government. That's what I'm willing to do, and I'm just letting them know I got the head in order to do just that. You know what I'm saying? I've worked on this information about myself because I feel like if all else fails, what am I doing? And I'm only held accountable. When I came into this world, I came in alone, and when I go out, I'm going out alone. So I must be responsible for my own actions. So that means each individual one of us must take the initiative. And I don't mean to overwhelm any individual. Any individual must see that which is necessary, take that. Like, all right, first step, let me see what this UCC one is. Let me do some research on that. Get familiar with that. Next step, let me go ahead and get in contact with the brothers that's within the government and establish a form of communication. I want them aware of me. I want to build a personal relationship with them. I don't want to just be a name on a piece of paper. I don't want to just profess it by out loud. It's not good enough for me because my ancestors, they died in this country in order for this country to, fraudulently force us onto paperwork. So we have to free ourselves from that same paperwork with intellect. You know what I mean? And I don't think that's hard. It's nature is with us right now. As long as you on that diet, you got your mind right. You have to exercise and stuff, and you got to exercise it one moment at a time. Just be mindful. Don't overwhelm yourself, and you got to stay focused. Don't worry about what they doing. You got to do what we got to do. We see them. I want to be the contrast to them. We should be so functioning and so right and exact to where we be the parallel, and you'll see that they dysfunction. You'll be able to look and be like, all right, who's about the business? Oh, I see these brothers, they're about the business. They getting established, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can put my paperwork in order and know that something is going forward. I can see that there's a real investment there because I've asked myself as trying to be a more active Nuwaupian member, and like I was left with like nobody knew what I was talking about. I'm like, it's frustrating. Like, are we on the same page? Are we? Like, am I too zealous? I'm sorry. I'm like, I thought that we was living and dying at the same time. Like, today is the day, tomorrow's another day. So what we gonna do? You know what I mean? We gotta really conceptualize and begin to manifest this. We are the gods, yo. We gotta take the horse by the reins, and steer this thing where we need it to go. I need my nation to produce.
Yeah.
I need my nation to tell me something because I'm coming to you. Like you said, you need members. I'm here. And I got a whole bunch of other people that want to be with it too. But they say, yo, I'm not going to invest myself in nothing that's not willing to, have the recognition that I can identify with. Everybody is subject to this paperwork. So they identify with that paperwork. So you're going to have to meet them where they identify, just like the master teacher did. So I want that. I need that. I'm requesting that. You know what I'm saying? I'm demanding that from my nation. Like, if we demand it from our nation, they give you subsidies. I'm not asking for a subsidy. I'm asking for an establishment. I'm asking for, something to where when I submit my information, something is going to be received, and then I'm gonna receive something to say that a correspondence. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's what I need. We need that.
Facts. Mm-hmm. That's the truth. We definitely need something like that. Like, how do you feel about, or what should I say is, how do you, all right, to you, what is the difference between the Moorish Science Temple and the Moors? And when I mean the Moors, is like, okay, you have a Moor that's a Yamasi, he could be Shoshone, he could be Washita, but then you got a person that's they part of the Moorish Science Temple. You'd be like, all right, so what tribe are you part of? I'm part of the Moorish Science Temple. What tribe? Well, like Moorish Science Temple. I mean, that's just
yeah, exactly.
But yeah, go in. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's kind of obvious. I mean,
was you asking me?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, both of y'all doesn't. Both of y'all. I want both of y'all perspective.
Go.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh no, I was gonna say it's not difficult to understand, because in what we're doing with our indigenous standing and that type of thing, we can see the flaws. The problem is that the Moorish Science Temple only is a religious institution. You get what I'm saying? They probably get their code to run as a charity and get taxes exemption, that type of thing.
I'm under the understanding.
Yeah, I forgot the number. I forgot the number of the form.
The form?
Yeah,
I would have to look it up. I mean,
the ones that the one that the ISUPK have as well.
Yeah, that means basically what happens is one or a few individuals become secure party. Once they do, they can through that secure party, they can open up or guide others to become secure parties. Or they don't have to do it. They can just go. They can make the other people just straight up trustees, and from there they build from that. Now, mind you, when you were saying about the Moorish, I think that's just a form of it's a title. You know what I mean? And depending on how you address that title, they suit it to that. You know what I'm saying? So, for example, I was under the understanding right knowledge was basically using, like, okay, some of our sacred sciences were, compromised by the recessive race. And since they had it, they warped it and mutated it to something negative. And so he was basically going in and correcting it and reclaiming it as ours. So that's what the difference is to me. Now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, you on point. You on point, because like how I feel about the situation is like, all right, now dealing with yeah, that's my neighbors knocking. But yeah, so as far as the Moors and the Moorish Science Temple, I agree with both, because the thing is, but as a Moor, part of like, okay, Washita, okay, you're part of a tribe, but then when you're part of the Moorish Science Temple, now the thing is, some brothers they don't know how to explain it, and some brothers do, because there's a brother I asked, and he didn't know. He was just like, I'm just a Moor, and part of this Moorish Science. But then another brother explained, he was like, well, I'm a sovereign Moor. So, and when it comes down to his nation, he was like, I'm a sovereign human being. I am sovereign. Okay. I am the nation. You see? So yeah, I agree. I agree with Brother Terry.
But remember that some of it is, I mean, all of it is combined in what we study, because obviously it's really the workings of Noble Drew Ali. And as we was talking about the other day, in the days of Freemanell, C. Freemanell, do you get what I'm saying? That was the real Moorish Science Temple. Do you get what I'm saying? That's when the concept came about. And as we said, that only just came with the conscious community. So as we know, the thing, ISUPK and all of these from the old Islamic Hebrew, because when they were Islamic Hebrews, they were, they were more, even though they wore gauntlets and everything, they were more black orientated. Do you get what I'm saying? Until the government got in there, or some cops got in there and then formed what's it called, GBS or whatever, I don't know. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, the Moorish thing is showing that there's like 3 different sections. because you got Baby and them, yeah, who say that they're more or less Muslims. Do you get what I'm saying? Because they follow Noble Drew Ali, but they got Moroccan flag and the US flag, which shows they're not sovereign. Do you get what I'm saying? You're still relying on another nation. Do you get what I'm saying? And that nation is only being created recently by foreign invaders in that land. Do you get what I'm saying? Because the things they're meant to stand on, like the Treaty of Peace and Friendship, which the original Moors had with the British to go to the Americas, not to colonize, but to go there. Do you get what I'm saying? And do whatever they wanted, but do not touch the natives. Now, they broke the terms of the treaty, and treaty supersedes any rule of law. You can't go somewhere when someone says, you can go to our holiday place, and then all of a sudden you start setting up government, talking about the Constitution and all this type of thing. Now we have to work with it. But that is only a business. Do you get what I'm saying? We know that the American government is a foreign is the key word, foreign business or corporation. Yeah, acting as, you know what I mean, the United States, because the states ain't united. It's called Turtle Island. It's called Amexem. You get what I'm saying? Axum, sorry. Yeah, and southern South America is called Amexem. So yeah, these are the old names for it. You know, maybe we can go back to Olmecs, and then yeah, it's back to us again. Do you get what I'm saying? So we are the original people of the Americas, like we are the original people of Africa, like we are the original people of Europe, and the original people of the Middle East, China, Asia. Do I need to go on? We are just the original people of the planet. Now, another thing that we, I think sometimes we might get wrong, or some people feel left out, that no matter if you think you signed up or whatever, you are Nuwaupian. We are all Nuwaupians. It's better than saying black. Do you get what I'm saying? Because if you look up the definition of black in the terms of commerce, yeah, it says any of the black racial groups of Africa. Now that is racism. Do you get what I'm saying? Because that doesn't identify any country, that doesn't identify any tribe, that doesn't, and we know that we have, yeah,
but also
we know that we have multiple. But when you come with the definition of whites now, which says any of the original peoples, yeah, that's you, yeah, of Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. And where you come in is original people. So that's why your indigenous standing, that first form, is very important.
It's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact too, because dealing with the word black, you know, you look it up, it got so much negative stuff to it. But black is a Visigoth word. It can go back to the Gothic people. You can go to Norway. You can type in black metal. When you go to black metal, it'll take you to Norway. That's like a version of death metal, thrash metal out there in Norway. Now, when you go out there, black metal, black represents death. Black represents evil. You dig what I'm saying?
That's right.
And when you listen to black metal, you got two versions. You have one, and yes, I'm melanated people. I'm from the hood. I'm from New York. But I know a lot of things. I've done a lot of research. I've been around a lot of people. But so when you check the history on it, you have two versions. It becomes like hip hop. Old hip hop, you know, you had the history of our history. You got X-Clan, you know, talking about African black history, you know, like I don't want to say black because we talking about black now, but about African history, Nubian history and things like that. Where Africa represents Africa, which means to divide. But we had music that represented our culture. Now when we look at hip hop, it's really like a satanic culture. So now when you look at black metal is the same thing. It started off about the Vikings, that history, and then it turned into satanic and worshiping Satan and all of that stuff. Punk rock started off about being political. Now it's all about fashion and who got the longest and coolest colored mohawk and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And the same thing with hip hop. But the thing is, that term black, it's a Visigoth term. Like even when you get into like Necronomicon, like a lot of these things are black because the thing is, okay, now if we go back to Nubia or go back to the time of when we were kings and queens running out there. Now, did we call ourselves black? What was the word we called ourselves? And whatever word that we called ourselves, that's exactly what we called ourselves. Regardless if you had this tribe call themselves this and another tribe call themselves this, but they didn't call themselves black. Something that a white person created that word. You know what I'm saying? Like, now that we're in America, okay, yeah, we don't want to use American terms and stuff like that. But the thing is, we're still under American law. I'm a Nuwaupian. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. Malachi York is my master teacher. He my president, but I know that I don't live in my own Nuwaupian land. This is America. Is a goddamn American president. There's a nigga in office. Is about to be a fucking crack in office. And at the end of the day, there's rules and laws. So, you know what I'm saying? I grew up as a Rasta. You dig what I'm saying? So from growing up as a Rasta, yeah, okay, I'm gonna smoke my weed. But I ain't gonna smoke it out in the street where I know, okay, I'm gonna catch a a ticket or go to jail, but I'm gonna do it in my own household because I know that I'm under somebody else's law. You know what I'm saying? So I know where I stand. And even in the whole system, okay, now like, okay, if we even go to court and we state that we're not black, but we're Moorish or we're Washita or Yamasi, whatever we want to state. But the thing is, the cracker is not going to respect our treaty. The cracker is not going to respect the law. He's not going to respect the jurisdiction. He ain't going to respect none of the Black's Law Dictionary because the thing is, the cracker is all about making sure he could save his system. You dig what I'm saying? And the thing is, if the cracker was to be honest, then yeah, all of that stuff would work perfectly with us because coming from Brooklyn, we got Hasidic Jews. And out there, these Hasidic Jews, they have their own town. Like, okay, I'm from Flatbush, Crown Heights, Ebbetsville. You could walk 4 blocks down from where I live, and you end up in a Hasidic Jewish neighborhood, where they have their own police, their own fire department, their own schools, and everything. So if they're doing something that's not against their law, but it's against the United States corporation law, they don't get in trouble for it because they're not in jurisdiction. Just like with the Mormons, you know what I'm saying? They got their own little jurisdiction. They could do whatever the hell they want. You know what I'm saying? That's why these Jews are able to suck these little kids' penises off at a young age. And they're able to marry girls at a young age. Like all of this, stuff. But the thing is, regardless is whatever their culture is, that's their culture. And they're sovereign to a point that they have their own law. But the thing is that, these crackers these different tribes of crackers have came together and just say, you know what? We're going to agree to disagree. We don't agree with each other. So we know that. But as long as we can have our own little spots and our own little areas, we cool. And we keep every other race, subjugated. Exactly. And the people that's in our race, just like the Spartans, it's like survival of the fittest. The ones that's a part of our race that can't fit in and fit up to the standards, well, they'll just be like the niggas. Well, actually, we could talk about niggas actually because we got Arnold Schwarzenegger from a town out there in Germany called Nigger. So then again, where does the word nigger come from? Because I know we got Nagaru or Naga, which goes back to Sanskrit, dealing with the Hindus. Sanskrit, Upanishad, the Rig Vedas, and I forgot what other stuff. But the thing is, going back to dealing with the cracker, like how I said, they're able to be sovereign because of the simple fact that they respect each other. You know what I'm saying? It's G code. Like at the end of the day, like 3 or 4 different type of Mexican mafias they might have beef, but they'll respect each other when it comes down to seeing the blood in the Crip gang. They going to join together for that moment, especially in prison, and they're going to fight against, you know what I mean? Yeah. So but at the end of the day, they came around, and that's what they have done. And it's just like for the simple fact that like he went in there with his fez on, You know, there's a picture with him in court with his fez on. Now, they still denied him. So that, you know, that goes to show that they don't give a goddamn about respecting the jurisdiction or anything like that. You know, because like I said, the Pope, how many times has the Pope been caught for these different molestations, but ain't nothing happened to none of them because they're saints. You know, they're all saints. So, you know, they untouchables. Just like I said, with the Hindus.
Let me add to that. Yeah, you see, in your country, what we have to realize is there ain't no special laws for them. Yeah, they are governed, again, government governed. Do you get what I'm saying? By Britain. Their laws are British. Do you get what I'm saying? The laws they're using to control us are ours. Do you get what I'm saying? They're ours from the sea. So they're using commercial, as in, because we are the commodity that they're trading. You get what I'm saying? They're running around with their birth certificates on the stock market, buying stuff, buying gold, buying this, making trainers. Basically, you're not supposed to pay for a trainer because your birth certificate already paid for the materials to make the trainer. This is why when you become a proper secure party as a Yamasee, you get what I'm saying, as a sovereign, yeah, you're not supposed to pay for nothing. They have to pay you. They owe you. They know what they've done. Do you get what I'm saying? Because they've made all that profit all these years off you, and you haven't got nothing off it. But now that you're alive, because you know you're dead actually in the terms of trade, until they resurrect you to do trade and put debt in your name. So that's how it works. But basically, this is why when you sign documents, like your personal document to show who you are, with this SF 181 and the UCG and all that, you sign in red ink to show that you're alive. Black means you're dead. As we just talking about color.
And Necronomicon, black, death.
Exactly. You know that when they're gonna give that death sentence, they put on that little black thing on the top of the head. Yes, I sentence you to death. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah. I know that. I want to add to that too. You also have to, when you fill this paperwork out, you have to use a red and a blue ink pen. So just to
that's
throw that in there.
That's right. But the red, that's the significance of the red, because right now we're signing stuff, and remember, a lot of the things is there's a middleman. So if you're not working and you have to get money from the state, do you get what I'm saying, like welfare or something, it's a middle person that's claiming your money from the treasury because you got an account, which is your national security number. Do you get what I'm saying? That's the account number. So obviously, once you secure yourself, you take that account number and you show them and you say, look, this is my account. Yeah, I'm making a withdrawal today. Do you know what I'm saying? I ain't ever coming back to you to take that money again. You got to say it.
I heard.
And on top of it,
now, I heard they give you a form of you don't use the debtor system because what they're using is credited notes, and so you would use credit instead of the debted notes, instead of the paper currency, which is debt. You would use a credit. So basically, they would credit you. Supposed to credit you an X amount. I can't disclose that amount. I'm gonna just say they're supposed to give you a certain amount. Now, mind you, once you do have that, you're supposed to use that as your form of currency, because you can't, like I was saying, you will violate your own paperwork if you go and use their currency. Basically,
that's right.
And in functioning securely, you use that. Like I said, all the money, all those credited paper dollars, you do not touch. You don't spend them. You stick into an account, which is your trust.
That's right.
That's what you're supposed to do. And I don't like the part
you're correct.
I'm trying to see if that was so, because if they're going to give you an X amount of credited information, then you all the way operating securely. You know what I mean?
But you hit the nail on the head when you said your accounts will go into your trust. Everything goes into your trust. Everything that you own. your car, your thing, everything you own goes
I
into the
want the
trust.
deed.
The
I want
deeds
the
for
deed.
your house, they go into the trust.
Yeah, but
No
the
one can touch.
funds, that's the thing too. You be functioning differently, dude. You don't spend no money.
Of course you will.
Your money,
No, but
anytime you open a
remember
business
when you're
and it's
sorry,
really
sorry.
money, you can't use that
When
money.
you
You have to take that
yeah.
money and put it into.
But what I'm saying is when you're because remember you're coming out of the system, but you're coming out of the system with your goods.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying? And your property and your stuff. So what I'm saying is you put that into your trust. You can put all those things into your trust. Because remember all of them are a lot of them are documents.
Right.
It's about deeds for house. It's about what do you call it? The car registration.
Yep.
Do you get what I'm saying? All those things go in the
Certain
trust.
things you don't have to have. Like,
Do you get what
for
I'm saying?
example, you would all right. There's certain semantic or words you wouldn't say. You would say, for example, I'm declaring my property. You wouldn't say this is the deed. You know what I mean? Because the deed is a debtor term.
Yes.
Another term would be I have to have insurance. That's all. All of those are what they call privileges, and you have rights now, not
Yeah.
privileges. So you stand from a right standing and not a privilege standing.
But that's what Asar said. You see what I'm saying? There's going to be a lot of reading because you have to go through the Black's Law dictionaries and make sure that the words you're choosing to word your documents are correct.
Yeah, and you're going to meet a roadblock because the Black's Law Dictionary, the proper edition, it's like the seventh edition, I believe.
It's about 10 books.
Crazy expensive. No, it is not. Online, you want the
Yeah.
actual hardcover. Yo, that means like $700 something.
Oh, no, don't worry. I got the PDF. So
You do?
when
Oh,
you're ready
please
for that,
share.
I'll send that to you. Yeah, I will send that to you, man.
Seventh edition. Seventh edition.
You know what I mean?
Which
Yeah, I got all numbers. I got the full I got I got the full set
full set?
because
Most recent?
I got that and I've got something in England to do this straw man stuff. They sent this thing they call the bailiff pack, where one of the thing is
Y'all have more liberties over there somehow.
yeah, but you know like it's got a letter to the Queen that you have to write saying that you don't approve of the government, then you become a legal rebel. Do you get what I'm saying? Because she's meant to write you back within a certain time to acknowledge. Again, it's all about acknowledgement.
Yep.
Do you get what I'm saying? Once you acknowledge your legal, a lawful rebel. Yeah, not legal. Again, lawful. Yeah, we're dealing with the law of the land, not commercial law, which is legal.
Right.
So they trap us in these words, legal and lawful.
It's called,
You know what I mean? Like we say unlawful killing, or they say lawful killing or unlawful killing.
Yeah.
So it's like they're same in that term. I mean, it's crazy. Hold on 1 second. I'm from Guyana born.
There's another part I noticed. Well, you're gonna need a EN number. Now, I noticed that you can get your EN number once you go into business for yourself. You automatically get an EN number.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one of
Okay.
the obstacles I had reached too, because your
Yeah,
EN.
you see, well, listen to this. Obviously, my dad lives out there in Maryland, and my sister wanted to go out to LA to do acting and all this type of stuff. So she was saving up for this particular green card, yeah, that would allow her to work in the United States and blah blah blah. So my dad came over, figures my birthday or something, 40th, and we was in TGI Fridays or whatever. And anyway, cut long story short, my sister was explaining that she was trying to get the green card, and my dad said to her, "Well, didn't you study law?" She was like, "Yeah, commercial law, yeah, yeah, and criminal law, yeah, but the commercial business law first, yeah. Don't you know that if you come into the United States as a business, it's a whole different ball game? Do you get what I'm saying? You see, that's what you do, and you put just like the trust, everything, all your debts or whatever. Yeah, I stayed in a hotel in the Marriott or whatever. Do you get what I'm saying? For a month, yeah, put it on the business, and later on it will be written off your tax because you don't pay tax. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's
Right. So
just as a business.
how do
So
you, as they say, discharge debt? How would you do that? Because I'm under the impression that all things must be accounted for. So like, you can't just be expecting to just make it disappear. So you would use
no, no. That's what your UCC, um, um, the UCC G form is for, because the evidence that you send with that to the IRS. Remember, you have to fax some things to certain departments.
right.
It's an
You put
ongoing
them on
document,
notice. Yeah, you
but
put
at
them
certain
on notice.
times you're going to be exactly. So, and once you, as you say, once you change your status, and the most significant thing is the indigenous. Do you get what I'm saying? You would think,
Right.
why would the tax office need that? But they do, because they're dealing in commercial law.
Yes. Now I see what you're saying. Okay.
Do you get
Okay.
what I'm saying? So when you state now I'm white, do you get what I'm saying? It's like, oh shit, sorry, my bad. They know what the game is.
Mhm.
They know who the real white people are. Do you get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
If you look before 1930 or something, they started calling themselves white people. Because the term obviously is older, but yeah, it wasn't attached to them. We was the ones riding around on horseback in white sheets, looking like Lawrence of Arabia with extra black shiny face,
Yeah.
as Mahdi, as all of these type of things. So, do you get what I'm saying? And as we know, they say that the Moors built in England. And you want to know how many castles? In Europe, sorry, but England especially. We got bare castles. The Queen lives in a castle. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Her jewels are kept in one of the castles, the Tower of London or whatever. Do you get what I'm saying? That's a castle. But none of them ever built it. They all, do you get what I'm saying? And maybe renovated. But the original builders of it were the Moors. Because we have a place called Moorgate.
Mhm.
Yeah. And the real Moor's Gate is in the wall in Jerusalem. Same type of thing, some arch gate. And then when you look into it, you find that we had contracts in that land where we grew olives and all types of things. Yep. And as someone said in the chat, Spain too, it was a similar thing. Because obviously, if we're the first people writing and writing on papyrus, then we're the first people doing contracts.
Yep.
And as I said yesterday, the first treaty, look up the oldest treaty in the world, you will see Ramses carved in stone. Do you get what I'm saying? And as I said, a treaty supersedes any rule of law. As we said, if a man comes in a country and starts forming government when a man told you you can go there as holiday, do you get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right.
You fucking up on the term. And remember, they all, no matter what we do, we are all under international law. Do you get what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question. What
Yes.
give me the three meanings for Levi.
The what, sorry?
Yeah, the three meanings for Levi.
The 3 names or the 3 million? What did you say?
No, I mean the three meanings.
Oh, the 3 meanings.
Yeah, of Levi.
Of like Levi, or like the Levite priest or Levitical priest, or
yeah, but the word but the word Levi.
yeah.
Any of y'all know?
Levite. No. Go.
Terry.
Elian, go on. Sorry. Oh, Terry, yeah.
What was the question?
Do you know the meaning of the word Levi?
No.
All right, continue to build.
I know it's somewhere. Sorry.
No, continue to build. Now, if we ain't got it now, then I ain't
yeah.
gonna go in on it. But you're going. I'm listening. I'm
Yeah.
enjoying it.
Sorry, bro.
Tell me. I don't know.
He said,
so let me know.
Well,
yeah. No.
I would need the book right now for me to,
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
Like,
I do know what he's talking about, but then it's gone out of my head because it's such a while back, to do with the Levitical priest, because obviously Levitical law, but Levitical law is not really Levitical law. Do you get what I'm saying? It's Kemetan law. So You know what I mean? Everything is taken from us, and everything is us. So it's in what stage and in what form, if we're dealing Leviticus or Israelites, that's Israelite. Do you get what I'm saying?
All right, so
as they're taking that information out of Kemet into the Middle East, or what they call Sumeria. Okay, thanks. Yeah, bro. I know. I just wanted to know that I was on the right track with what you're talking about. I just, thinking about
yeah.
So it's how the laws stand, but those laws are fair enough, but they kind of relate to just part family members leaving out. As we say, Swiss Army knife. You need that book, that SAS book.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? When you're leaving. So everybody who left out, it seems, always had a little SAS book with them, which might turn out to be the Bible. First was the Torah, then became the Bible, and then became the Quran. But the main point was it all came out of Kemet, and if you went to Kemet, the oldest religious text on the planet is in a pyramid off the Aswan. Do you get what I'm saying? And they don't put no text in pyramid. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You go in temples, yeah, they've got texts all over the place. Do you get what I'm saying? But not in a pyramid. They don't do that. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. But this one of the oldest or whatever in Sudan, they found the oldest text, which matches up to what the people say the coming forth by day. So those Levitical laws are only the coming forth by day. Do you get what I'm saying? The first bit being, yeah, sorry, go
on. Who are some of the, like, if we were to submit some of our information to get a reply as far as the, indigenous part, well, like, who would we submit that information to? And is there any way we can initiate like a show and have them as a, that's the premise, and they be on the show as well? Or could we have a show where all of our members of government are present, if that's possible, if they're all available? I know their schedules is hectic,
No, you know what I heard? You know what I heard? I heard that, look, in the process, as I said before, part of the tools you're going to need is is your YouTube, because you're going to make a video of when you were faxing those details to whatever department. You made your supplimations, you did everything you tried to do, you created the right environment, you maybe put the on. Do you get what I'm saying? And then send it off, but record it. It has to be visually recorded, and then put it on Facebook, put it on YouTube. Do you get what I'm saying? Because that's how things get known. You have to be identified.
Yeah, like,
sorry?
Could we, like, I'm going to need like let's say, for example, what's the
reference?
Yeah, a reference. Could we get like a sheet for?
No, there's a video. No, there's a video of a man doing exactly what you're talking about. So once he's got to a particular size, even if you just type in SF181 in YouTube, it will come up. You just see people who've done it.
Right, I know that part. But how do we align? Have it like in corresponding, like have all the information aligned with the Yamasee Creek, Seminole, Wichita? Like, how do you have it in line with that, so that way when you submit it, that'll be your backing as your tribe, and then you're still the one doing it.
Yes, because you have to make your flag. Yeah, it has to be RGB, but you can make a flag. You can make it anyhow. Do you get what I'm saying? You could have that design that you have as your avatar right now, as your thing, and the background just be red, black, and green, and that has to be on the top of most of your documents. That you're submitting. So that's why it's a lot of back and forth in
my background. The flag, the Nuwaupian flag is currently my background on my.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, it's your flag. The RGB bit is always you, isn't it? That's what we're saying. It's kind of universal. The individual symbols and thing on it, that's your choice. Do you get what I'm saying? So everybody must make their own flag. Do you get what I'm saying? Because that's going to be your identification when you're walking around.
Like, I have a discrepancy with that. If you could have your own individual flag, we still not unifying. I'm trying to unify with an identifying nation, like someone that's already free.
Yes.
So like everybody that would
That's
be
right.
listening to this information, they'd be trying to do the same thing. You know what I mean?
So
So
what unifies us is the RGB. Do you understand?
right.
So if you have a say your Shoshone, yeah, and the Shoshone symbol is a deer, yeah, you put the deer horns in there. That's all. Do you
Could
understand
y'all
that?
drop that? Yeah, could y'all drop some of those links in the chat like I did
Yeah.
with those images? Do you remember the image with the sun and the all the depictions of the sun and its rays? Did you remember that?
Yes, yes, yes.
Did you see the 22-degree halo?
Yeah.
Now that I heard was supposed to be Nibiru. You know, they were saying, or that was one of the crystal cities. When you see
That
the
is the Crystal City. I was
22
gonna
degree
say,
halo,
I was gonna write it in the chat, like, oh, okay, New Jerusalem, code, because it looked like a house. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I know what I saw. Do you know what I'm saying? I
yeah,
was
that's
like,
why I
oh,
was
New
gonna drop that
Jerusalem
in there,
code.
so that way
Yeah.
anyone, if they haven't been familiarized with it, you'd have that image to go by now.
Yeah. But can we put it in this chat? You're saying?
Yeah. Oh no, I don't think you could. I mean,
No, you can't do it on thing like that.
I
You
know.
could share it within the Google.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was
so it
asking
could
to do
turn
with
up on
all the information.
yeah,
Like I wanted to get in contact. I
maybe
wanted to,
Asaru would know better
yeah.
how to do
I
that.
mean, I'm
I
still on the
don't know how to do
outside
that.
of the loop.
What
Like
y'all
I'm not
trying to
like.
do?
Huh?
What y'all trying to do?
No,
I
he's
want.
saying you see the thing that he put in the chat, the image,
Let me see.
like share images in the chat. Yeah.
Let me check. I ain't gonna lie. I hardly go to the chat.
You don't
Yeah.
have to do that. I mean, it's not a must.
Like
I
share
was,
images. No. You can't do it in the chat. I'm saying do it. You can like share screen in it.
Okay, yeah. If you want to share the screen, hold up. I'm
Yeah.
gonna show you. All right. If you look, dang, actually, I don't even know if you got it on the side. Hey, if you look on the left side, it should be like something that's green, look like a TV screen with a white arrow.
TV screen. Terry.
I know what you're talking about. I see it on my phone, but I mean, I don't have the image like a physical copy of the image.
Okay. Well, you do have it if you have it in the. Oh yeah, you're in the chat. So yeah. See, that's what makes it difficult.
Well, that's
No.
my main concern was still trying to, submit the paperwork, like trying to make a bill to where our next reference is like another step forward with that. Like, I didn't know, who to contact. I see those brothers in the video, but how would I get in contact with them individually so that way I can create an open line of communication? That's what
I said. Remember, I said you're covered because I'm going to give you the email link to get onto the webinar.
Okay, cool.
And as I said, when they email you back to say that you're going on it, you will get certain documents and website links, and you get what I'm saying, to certain treaties and documents and things that are relevant to you, basically, to all of us. Sorry, it's just saved us.
Like,
sorry,
I could ask questions about the workings of, like, once I say I submit information, what should I be expecting back?
So,
you know what I mean?
Yes. No, but what he's going to do is like every time you finished something, you send it to him. He checks it, verifies it, and then sends it back to you. And then that document's finished. And then same right with your UCCG, because your Yamasi is your secure party. Do you get what I'm saying? You will so he will sort that out for you, basically. So it takes a process of time. He says like 5 days for that bit and maybe 3 days for this bit, but by 4 weeks or 3 weeks, the whole process will be done, and the rest is just add on as you go, like your DNA, like your blood. Do you get what I'm saying? Your blood group and all that. You can add that later. They're not things that are necessarily important at first, but they are all important. The more information about you and your tribe and your family members, your grandparents, your great everything, to verify your thing. And then to verify even more, you have the holy tablets, which takes you back 76 trillion years. Do you get what I'm saying? So no one can argue with then. When you're talking about pure green light in air pockets, watching creation happen. Do you get what I'm saying?
Now,
A European hasn't got the capacity
I don't
to
want to
argue
get
with
too
that.
ahead, but like, okay, once I had once I'm secured party, next step, I'm not trying to get too ahead, but I'm just trying to, give someone who views this a familiarity of the process. What's it for? Why is it important? And like, once you finish that section and you're secure, like, what would you suggest to do? Like, in my opinion, I would try to get like a facility, like a building or somewhere where, I could set up shop. Because I want, like, one of my ideas is I wanted a studio for us. You know what I mean? We should be able to do this in a real studio, with mic, sound room, all of that, the works.
See, my one is what it's all about: commerce, trade with each other, across borders, across thing. Why is this so difficult? As we know, because we are using their system. But do you get what I'm saying? If it's all about trade and commerce, then I think the most important thing is some form of trading link. I'm here in England, you're there in America. I want to get something to you quick. It's gonna take long. Nigga talking about postage and packing and all sorts of stuff and when you're a business, when you can just open an account because you're sovereign. You get what I'm saying? Because
and I feel like, a lot of our Nuwaupian family go out there. Some of us, punch the clock. Instead of punching the clock for them, you punch the clock for us. We can establish our own courier system. We can establish our own, trade embargo. You know what I mean? All of that can be set up amongst us. We'll be the receivers and shippers. That's what
But that's what the master teacher done, as you said. That's what the master teacher done. He gave you your constitution. He gave you your. You get what I'm saying? He gave us what laws we follow. All of that you can see on those websites, even if you go to the embassy one and blah blah blah, because those documents can't be fiddled with or changed. Do you get what I'm saying? So they have the basic format as a constitution, as a thing, but he done it as a Yamasee, as a Chief Black Hawk. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, sorry.
Are you functioning secure?
Now?
Yeah, now.
No.
Okay, I was just curious. I just wanted to see if we on the same page trying to get
this done. No, I'm trying to get it done. It's a new year. I'm trying to get myself out the matrix.
Yep.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Year, man. This is that you see that what they're setting up. They're trying to make money. So if you're in the business trying to make money, then this is the year to do it. We'll be able to reassure our government with a treasury. Build our treasury up. That's what I'm looking at. To me, it's not.
Got you, Quincy. Sorry, got you, Quincy Thomas, man. Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. I got that too. You see what I'm saying? He wants to. He said bartering, and he's correct. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's barter. We were trading. We were the first people to do that. Timbuktu. We don't want to go there. Do you get what I'm saying? So we need to get back to that Timbuktu life, that trade life. Do you get what I'm saying? So
tribal life. Tribal life. I say. But I'm trying to resurrect Tamaray, not necessarily in the location it was in before, but just the general idea of having a location to call tribal home. You know what I mean?
That's right. I
think we deserve that.
But the thing is, the whole planet is yours.
Right, I agree. But at the same time, I mean, let's focus. We have to have a individual piece of that. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to limit us, but at the same time, it is nice to say, all right, where are you going tonight? I don't want to go pay the rent somewhere else. I want to go to my tribal land where I live there in that tribe because I have an invested trust there, and we don't have to pay rent. That's what I'm talking about.
This is what the master teacher was alluding to. Eatonton, the site is if you need to check it out because people should know it's a heritage site. You get what I'm saying?
I'm familiar with exactly.
No one can't take that.
Have you seen the most recent video Prince York did on YouTube? I saw that, so I was like, okay, you reclaiming it. I walk with you, Prince York, and I walk with you. Can I, whatever means necessary to assist, thus desired outcome.
Which video?
He has a new video out on his own page where he's talking about reclaiming Tamaray. So I'm like,
okay,
if that's so, then so be it. But I'm also like, yo, I'm like you. That's not the whole world is ours. So that's one location. Let's build another because we can't get to that location. So for someone like Nine-Ether Boyz that's over in London, we're gonna have a location there too.
Yeah.
And trade amongst our two nations, you know.
And what I'm saying is, what I'm trying to say is, I got dual nationality. I can come over there and get American passport. My dad lives there. My brothers and sisters live there. You get what I'm saying? I could go Nigeria. Do you get what I'm saying? And I'm saying in Nigeria, it's a whole another game. Everybody's king out there. Do you get what I'm saying? And I have access to land and the best prime real estate. Do you get what I'm saying? Like swampland and whatever. We dry it out with sand and da-da-da. Do you get what I'm saying? Mainland, the land is dirt cheap. So when we're talking about land, do you get what I'm saying? But if we come as a nation to our own nation, they'll give it to us.
Exactly.
Remember, repatriation is running throughout Africa.
And Ghana.
But they're not telling us. Do you get what I'm saying? They're not telling us every country's doing it.
That's exactly why I'm waking up to this same thing, and I'm trying to let others know too, so that way our country won't continue to be plagued upon because people don't know. This is something
exactly.
Know.
Exactly.
This is the work we could be putting in action.
That's truth. That's truth. So I agree with the concept of Liberia, but in reality, we got to work with, if we're saying UN and our supposed nation or government wants to join the UN, why join the UN? Why are we not joining the African UN? Do you get what I'm saying? Of African nations. It makes more sense as Nuwaupians to go to the African nations to establish yourself because Africans ain't going to tell you no.
Yeah.
It's already happened because there wouldn't be no Liberia. Do you get what I'm saying? So we know that they give away thing, and we know, as the brother alluded to, Ghana has been doing it for a long time. A lot of people have left England and they're living in Ghana, Jamaicans. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They just claim this quickly. And me, who was born in England, I can claim it. I can claim my nationality, or I can claim repatriation, saying I was kidnapped. Do you get what I'm saying? I wasn't chosen to be born in England. Do you get what I'm saying? There ain't no change in my DNA because both my parents are African. But I was born in England. So I can repatriate myself. And I don't have to repatriate myself to Nigeria. Because most of my cousins now and stuff have moved to Ghana. They done the Nigeria bit. Yeah, it's all right. Built house, mansion, 10 rooms. What more can I do? It's time to go to another country that's developing in Africa. Because remember, the lie is we're suffering, we got flies in our mouth. Do you get what I'm saying? All types of false image. But the reality is, say like for my country, Lagos is like Manhattan, New York. It's 100 times bigger than that, but no one ever told us that. Do you see what I'm saying? Until you go there. I'm like, wow. How big is this? How big is this city? You can drive for a day and not reach the end of the city. It took us 1 hour to fly over Lagos. I was like, wow. And it took us 16 minutes to fly into the coast from England to land in London. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Do you get what I'm saying? And most of the journey, the 6-hour journey, was flying across Africa. You get me? I was at the window. It almost burnt my eyes because of that orange sand. Do you get what I'm saying? When we was going over the desert. I'm trying to look for details. Is that a camel? I was like, no one can live out here. No one can live out here, bro. Yeah, when I looked down there in the Sahara, I was like, oh my God. Nah, man. If you get caught slipping, that's real slipping. You be mummified next time someone find you. Because it looked dry, proper dry. You get me? No water, nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And hot. Dry and hot. Hot sand. I was like, nah, man. That's like glass. You know what I'm saying? You melt sand, you can make glass. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But Africa's a beautiful place. And we don't live in them dry, dead places. Everywhere we live is plush. Palm trees everywhere, all sorts. We don't even eat coconuts. You know what I'm saying? You would imagine that we eat coconuts and stuff. And like, no, man, there's palm trees everywhere. No, I don't eat a coconut. I never saw one coconut. I saw them on the trees and everything. Rotting even on there in the capital.
Wow.
You know what I mean? But the main thing is that man can acquire land. So, but I need to set up myself as a trust and then set up a business that deals with trade.
All right.
Do you understand? Then I can come to my brothers and say, bro, I got a company. It's called Black Star Liner or something, for example. Do you get what I'm saying? And all we deal in is trade, commerce. Do you get what I'm saying? We've got a freight in England. We've got a freight in Nigeria. We've got a freight in the port of West Virginia or wherever, Washington, D.C. Do you get what I'm saying? So then, you know, that's the simple, easy thing for trade.
Some of the
you know what I mean?
that we lack over here as far as within trade is we're worried about the GMOs and a lot of that stuff.
That's right.
There in your country and in like Africa, if we would start trading, you know, food and have our own food grocery stores, you know, that's a step. You know, that's another.
Yeah, it makes it exactly, and we're cutting out the middleman because obviously what we're trying to do. Once we buy land, say for the nation, for example, okay, Nuwaupians, there's already Nuwaupians out there already. Do you get what I'm saying? In Ghana, they're already organized. But in Nigeria, I don't know what's happened yet. Do you get what I'm saying? Maybe no one ain't approached anyone, but I'm sure land is like nothing out there. You know what I mean? You can get that. Like, yeah. If you want good stuff to build pyramid on, we can find that. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Man, are giving away 50 acres and 100 acres.
I got visions, bro. It's like so much stuff I want to do. You know, I've always wanted a state-of-the-art greenhouse. So that'd be one of my things I'd definitely secure as a state-of-the-art greenhouse.
Because let me tell you something. I knew, even being born in a diaspora like England, you know you ain't from here. Do you get what I'm saying? You know you ain't from here. It's so cold, it's so thin. You just know every summer, every winter, you know, just remind me, I need to go home. Yeah. Then when you go home and you see how it's so different to what people made out. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just like when I came over to the States. They make it out like it's some way, but it's actually different when you're there. Do you see what I'm saying?
Right. Now,
when you're there living and you feel the...
I've been doing my research on YouTube. I follow certain people that live in Africa because, you know, it's very, very hard to find information about Africa. Like, you know, that all the news over here is about what's going on over here. And then I know that there's other royal families in Africa, but they never talk about those royal families. They only talk about the one royal family in London. And I'm like, come on now, I know there's African royal families. So you have to be the one to go and look. And so, like, I'm on YouTube, and I'll follow this one lady by the name of Ghana Girl, and she's in Ghana, and she's, like, giving an example of how it is to live over there, giving you the sites, and, like, showing you how it is to have a house built over there from scratch. They don't sell acres. They sell plots, and the plots are, like, they're cheap, but all the work over there is by people that, you know, they don't have some of the systems we have set up over here. So you have to really be there on the site watching it progress, or otherwise you'll be frustrated. So it's a lot of things that I'm getting used to just by doing my own individual research. Like, Africa is the land of no winter. I can't even begin to imagine that. I've lived in the U.S. my whole life, and so that means I've always had a winter. I can't even imagine what a rainy
Truth.
season is like.
Same. Yep.
You know?
Yep.
One of the things too she was making reference to is like, say you begin to live over there and you start spending time over there. When you go to market, they might overprice you because they know you're foreign and you're moving abroad, and they know that you have funds. So it'd be best that you take a partner and they do most of your negotiations when you go over there. Now, mind you, I didn't know that. I'm thinking it's like, traveling over here. I go out and I go to the mall or something and I just go purchase. No, you have to be in the right state of mind when you go over there because it's completely different. You're dealing with another diaspora than the one you're familiar with. So I've done a lot of research, man. I can't wait to move. I can't wait to go.
Yeah, man. Go get out of here. I'm not trying to die in England. Crazy. Get me? My friend, my business partner, he's already building his house in Jamaica. So we're all about action. I mean, someone's saying in the chat like we're making plans, but you get me? Like the master teacher's not here. It's not that. Proper students, should be doing something because we don't want him to say, "What are you doing?" Nothing. You ain't making no plans. You ain't done nothing.
Yeah, but
all this time, 15 years.
But let me
What the hell? What
let me
you guys
say this.
doing?
Let me say this too. Like, y'all are doing something good and great because for one, y'all are building. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, it's not enough Nuwaupians out here that's out here doing what we doing. You got some out in the street, some of us we on the radio. It doesn't matter. We out here doing something and we planning and we trying to do something. And that's the main thing. Other than not doing nothing. And see, like when people say stuff like that, that's just something to kind of demotivate us.
No, I don't think it's that. You know what I think it is? I think it's that a lot of people are into the savior thing. It's like they're bringing their religion or whatever they were doing before into Nuwaupu. We imagine there's people in this organization who don't subscribe to such things. We don't subscribe to religion. So our mindset is clear when we're dealing with information. This is what we're saying. We're dealing with information. We're not dealing with, oh, you get what I'm saying? We'll wait for the master teacher. Oh, we're so sad. Do you get what I'm saying? What's the point of calling yourself a student teacher? Yeah? If you can't teach and if you ain't learned something already. Do you get what I'm saying?
Facts.
Now we have to put things into action. Action is doing. I got business. I'm a doer. I'm bringing something to the table. So when master teacher comes to me, what are you doing? Well, I've been selling your books from my business. Everybody eats. Do you get what I'm saying?
Damn right.
Because at the end of the day, master teacher was a businessman. Let's not get that twisted. Do you get what I'm saying? Them books sold worldwide. He built pyramids, land, and provided homes for many Nuwaupians, for all of us to come somewhere together.
He's the one that invented that term. You gonna get this work.
Yeah,
he's the original.
Exactly.
Get this work.
Exactly. And I come from a place where my brothers have been blood, sweat, and tears to build Tamaray. Tears in their eyes to see it knocked down. Do you get what I'm saying? And all they're saying to me, they've been saying to me over the years is, oh, what we gonna do? What we gonna do? They're not motivated no more. I'm like, say, do you replicate? That's what he's trying to say. He didn't build it himself physically, did he? It was you guys. So he's laughing at you saying, look, you don't even know your own strength. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm showing you what you lot are capable of. You built this. The kids created the language. I didn't do anything. I'm the avatar. I'm the one who sparks you from the sleep. Wakes you up. Do you get what I'm saying? That was the spell. Now we're woken up, now we're falling asleep again. Do you get what I'm saying? Because he's not here, everyone's like, oh, what are we gonna do? Nigga, build a Tamaray. Build a Tamaray.
I'm too mad to sleep.
Build a Tamaray. It's so love.
I'm too hungry to fall back to sleep. Not when they got GMOs, they got fluoride in your water, they got, miseducation, indoctrination. No, sleep is not an option. It's not an option.
Exactly.
We need another option. And you know what we got to do? We got to build that option.
Exactly. Yeah, manifest it. We're dealing with manifestation. Do you get what I'm saying? Science, right knowledge. And right knowledge is if you can build, let's build. Do you get what I'm saying? That's real masonry, is it not? To build. Yeah.
Brothers, I'm about to punch
Yes.
out. It's been
Yeah,
nice.
brother. Yeah, man, it's been lovely still. I think I should as well. I'm not gonna stay up like yesterday.
Yeah,
That
y'all
was
was 4 hours, man. It's
yeah,
hard to
man.
share those videos with my fellow brother, and when it's 4 hours long, they lose interest.
Yeah.
You don't check back
Of
in with it,
course. Of
you know.
course, of course, of course. Yeah. And big up to everyone in the chat. It's good because I mean, we like it to be interactive. We should do a question and answers because that's what we're here for. Do you get what I'm saying? We're here to be tested, test our resolve. Do you get what I'm saying? See if we're real Nuwaupians or Nuwaupians or fake ass or agents. Do you get what I'm saying? We openly accept questions because it's not about ego, but it is that about that time. I agree with Prince York in one respect when he says, I'm tired of getting slapped in the face. I'm a grown ass man. You get me? I'm a retired gangster. I don't do that shit no more. But I love all my brothers. I won't harm more. I don't want to harm one because I got right knowledge now. So my perception's changed. Yeah. Yes, brother. Yes, put that in the chat. I put it in the chat as well. Do you get what I'm saying? It's all about Chief Night L. Do you get what I'm saying? White power, white power, white power. You get me? As I said, no one ain't talking about this online. You get me? Everybody gets that SF181. Yeah. Go and get it. Change your standings. Become like the master teacher. Be part of his tribe. That is the way we're going to help him get out. That is the way. Do you get what I'm
Yep.
saying? We have to
And we
do that.
got
It's not
we got our
separation. It's true. It's not separation. It's not, oh, you're trying to do something for yourself. You're not caring about the master teacher. Well, being a diligent student, he already done this already. So we the only ones locked up in any form of prison. And if we can't see that, then we definitely under the spell of Leviathan.
right.
And that's not really running around here. We like those gangster Nuwaupians, those ones you see in the movies.
Can I mention something?
Yeah.
Can I mention something?
Go on.
You had made reference on the last video about Ali York, and he had said
Yeah.
that a pardon is an admission of guilt. Then
Yes.
I agree. So we must take a alternative route.
Right.
The Hurricane, the boxer, he was in prison for false allegations. They got him out, and it wasn't on a
That's right.
pardon. He got out based on it was a different way. He got free. So that just means we have to take a different approach, and if that means we have to be at a better, higher standing to do so, at least it won't be him free on an admission of guilt. He'll be free, clear of all charges. That's what I'm talking about.
Exactly. That's right. That's
You
right.
know,
So that's why we also have to learn, study the law and study what laws are being used and study what laws he's imprisoned supposedly under. Because if we don't, yeah, we're going to get people just telling us any type of thing to be filling out petitions, handing over money to lawyers. And it's 15 years worth. And we could have grown a lawyer by now. 15 years. We could have grown a lawyer. Do you get what I'm saying? It doesn't take 15 years to complete a law school, innit? And I'm sure everybody knows that. Do you get what I'm saying? And we haven't managed to do that. We have to get this person, we have to get that person, Malik Shabazz. Can you imagine? He ain't gonna do nothing for Polite. It's peak for Polite. Yeah. That boy in deep doo-doo. Yeah. My Nigerian brother, do you get me, is a fucking criminal. He's a fraudster. I hate to say it. Yeah. He's making us all look bad. We call it 10-year setback. Yeah. When people do things like what Polat's doing, it's a 10-year setback on all of us. And if we keep getting brothers like Seti and all these type of things doing these things, we'd be back in the Stone Age soon, in the terms of respects by other nations. Do you get what I'm saying? So every time, but what's worse for us with Polite is that he's linked with the master teacher. So now what they're saying is that he learned how to do fraud and not give people their books for their money from the master teacher. You see how things turn around when you got idiots. Do you know what I'm saying? Who come in this thing and say, yeah, I'm a Nuwaupian, and now I'm not. I'm New Covenant. I'm doing my own thing. I do status correction for people. I did a bunch of fucking liars. Yeah. This is why we mustn't just listen to anyone. Do you get what I'm saying? Hearing is believing. Seeing is knowing. Straight up and down. Do you get what I'm saying? Because when I see the paper, I want to see it written on paper that he said it. Do you get what I'm saying? It seems weird, but me hearing it, that could be anyone. Me seeing it in a thick book, binder, do you get what I'm saying? That could be the master teacher. But I haven't got that. We're not getting that. Do you get what I'm saying? We have to use our nine mind on everything. And with that, I say wadu to the family. Big up everyone in the chat room. I'm out. We'll do this again some point next couple days or something, sir. Yes, sir. Yo. You're not muted. Yo. Oh. Yes, wadu. Done. Oh, you done. Yeah, man. When we come back on, we'll try and do that, man. We'll try and make sure that we keep you updated on how to do this thing. You get me? Yeah, all right, Lufa. I don't know what that is. Yeah, but if I could troll slap you, you probably get that. Yeah. We don't do things from long distance, man. It's unnecessary. You know what I mean? We try and build. A man's at home. I don't understand. I don't understand what you're trying to say. You man are crazy. Yeah. Mr. Luther Gamble Jr. I hot man up, man. Yeah, it's not my place. I don't do flagging. I just leave it. But everybody's entitled to their opinion. Defo. You get me? I'll never wrong a man for that. But sometimes some people say nonsensical stuff. Yeah, brother. Peace. You know, it's love out here, man. That's what we're doing. You get me? We're trying to raise. There's a lot of misnomers going on with the Nuwaupians, and we're trying to set the record straight at the end of the day. We ain't waiting for no Messiah. We ain't waiting for no. You get me? We know what's real and what's not real. We've been in the schools. We studied hard. And now we're trying to do the right thing and be proper students and get out of the matrix. Don't you want out of the matrix? Or some people just want to chew on the steak. Remember that in the Matrix when the guy got the steak? Yeah, man. I like the steak. Yeah. I know it's not real. But it tastes good. Yeah, man. We need to get out of that. I know it might be that funny porridge when we get out of the Matrix for a little while. Yeah. But everything gonna be all right. Anyway. Love to the family of Wadu.